A lot of nat 20s that I'm wasting.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 1d4 plus 1 the Emperor Wars.
Hello.
I'm putting Pokemon away.
Yeah. Class is starting. You gotta put your console away.
They announced all of the DLC today.
Quick reminder before we begin this evening to go over to threadmancer.com. Oh shit, I forgot the patches upstairs. I'll get them at the break. To go over to threadmancer.com and use the promo code AmberWars at checkout for free shipping on all orders over $25. I have a set of the Toss a Coin to Your Witcher patches here to show, but I forgot them upstairs.
Oops.
I'll get them later. So, last time, you had all arrived in the layer of hell called Flethagos, a magma-filled cave-like layer. Seeing a bunch of activity on the road, you made your way into the city with Testrazog and Theon in tow. Making your way up to sort of the immigration offices, you all received 2-day passes to stay within the city and go about as you see fit. You quickly realize that the city was comprised of many different fragments from other planes, some of them very familiar to you, including Keenlo, which some of you witnessed sink into the sea as you were making your way through Zadara several weeks ago. Taking a rest in an inn called the Abandoned Violet, you decided to spend the day sort of exploring the city, some of you going to find pieces of your old plane, in the case of Desmond and Kismet exploring the chunk of the Shadowfell that they saw and entering a temple. The rest of you went to the library and spent some time there. As you all returned back to the Abandoned Violet Inn at exactly 6 o'clock.
9
o'clock.
Pretty good.
Nice.
69 o'clock.
Nice.
Alright, could you go through that again? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, me neither.
9 o'clock. Testrazog knocks on the door.
And we are partying in
Knocks
my
on the door of
suite.
the inn?
My
That's
The
suite.
right.
hotel of the
My
room.
Oh, we're
suite.
having some
My
kind of
suite.
like
Yeah, you guys are having some
room party debauchery.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, we are doing a
A lame
champagne.
fucking
and-
anime con.
Yeah.
Party, that's exactly
Tiny bottles of water, Lunchables.
That somebody got the Kirkland vodka
Yes,
bottle.
Yes.
the cheapest
Oh,
vodka
God.
ever.
The one that's like,
Yeah.
The one we
We
have
have 2 of
upstairs.
them.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that we brought to a convention.
the ones that could double as snowshoes.
Yep.
Bludgeoning weapons. The door. He just like hears you all carousing within. Those of you who are carousing. And, hello.
Is that Hanukkah Harry?
Shut up.
Aurora is not carousing.
3 points of psychic.
Bad, Ryan.
Deserve.
Worth it.
I'd do it again.
I do it all the way to 0.
Oh my.
It's just
I'm gonna make Hanukkah Harry references till I die.
you're gonna die and they're gonna
3
say your lies
hours
Hanukkah Harry.
later.
He didn't exist.
I actually almost died from a joke that I made before
Oh my
when he was doing that to me.
Testra walks into the room and kind of conjures a smaller kind of dialed back version of the giant red cushion you all saw him sitting on when you first met him back in
Thought you
Stygia.
were gonna say smaller him.
I thought you were going to say small kush. but-
Pee-wee, if you could take notes in this meeting. You got it, boss!
Oh, I thought you were talking to Fenric there for a second.
Fenric has tiger,
Fenric got the Kirkland vodka.
and tiger face paint on.
Yeah.
What is your plan? Do you require me to continue moving throughout the layers of hell, or do you wish to just spend your next day in the city and go back to where you are from?
That's in character. That's
Yeah,
totally in
100%.
character.
It was on purpose.
Even the spill.
Yeah.
So, I think we should just stay another day. I don't think just in one day we'll get enough to like figure out another uprising. to occur. That's along the.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, well, I mean, still don't know anything about Bhaal.
Yeah,
Bhaal.
you still can't say his name.
Are you talking of the entity that you are seeking, or the father of the archdevil of this plane?
You see, their names are very similar.
Bhaal and Belial
Yeah.
They both have B's and L's in them.
Yeah.
and an A.
And an A,
Yeah.
I suppose.
They're very similar.
Yes. But yes,
So.
that is your...
Is Irish drunk?
Sorry.
Ira struggles with his reading glasses in the corner.
He's trying to flick them open.
Come
Ira has been doing this entire time.
All
Since
day.
he got back from the library.
He tried to flick open his glasses and they go flying and he just like loses it.
Yeah.
Ah!
But it's like a very subtle, quiet laughter, so nobody's looking at him. Please continue your conversation.
So,
Right.
We all look.
so what is the advantage of staying another day?
More information.
More information.
Well, the only thing that I found out was that we could possibly go into the leader of this level of hell's house, and maybe Bhaal will be there. Maybe, because he's like the father-in-law, right?
Would we?
That is bad.
Damn it! So he's the one who's married.
Wow, you're having a real hard.
Fiona is engaged to Glacia, who is the daughter of
I'm gonna need
Asmodeus.
to write this
Do you,
down.
do you
The
want to
Bhaal
write it
just
down?
hangs out here sometimes.
He's
I did
here.
not take notes.
He's here special right now.
He is an interloper. Kind of.
Like us.
Can you give me a
Theon-
sort of like family tree situation here?
Yes.
As far as the demonic layers
Ancestry.com.
of 23 and me.
Of hell.
Yes.
Wow, I'm not 100% drow. What's up with that?
23
Turns out my
million
great
MB.
uncle moved here from Avernus. Crazy.
It's 666 in me.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness.
And before him, they came from a furnace.
You're ashamed face
What?
after.
I'm ashamed I even chuckled at
Furnace
that.
rhyme? Was that the joke?
Yeah.
Yes!
And they're both
It
hot.
sounds
Did
the
you
same.
see it? Did you see his ashamed
There's a
face?
furnace and a furnace.
I'm just trying to understand the depths of your depravity.
There was no depth.
It was shallow.
That's so funny!
That's why he died when he took a dive in.
Lester has begun assembling taping up a piece of paper on the wall behind him.
We can vote.
Pictionary.
The layers of devils as they apply to you. I feel like this is the second time I've given you a lecture on something.
It would
I
make-
just mean with the whole Bhaal Belial so that the
They
rest
are
of us
related.
understand it. I haven't heard this one.
Theon pipes up and says, Bhaal is the one that the Desmond gentleman drunkenly went on a tangent in my living room about. As one of the dead three.
He's also not related to Belial.
In no way, shape, or form.
So then Belial, Fenric, right, okay.
Belial's just like a regular, like, chill hell demon.
Yes.
You know, like me.
Glasses.
So there's that.
I mean, we probably wouldn't glean as much. We probably wouldn't glean as much information from him as we would from Bhaal.
Ball.
When in doubt, say a ball.
One has one side, and the other has two sides.
Yeah, there's Bhaal
Which one did
and
she just
Belial.
say?
Yes.
Bhaal and Belial. So you've got a 1 to 3 situation.
Yeah, I said Bhaal.
So when you say Bhaal, what's the difference?
Belial is nothing.
Why is this so hard for us to get?
Well, Saviors of the Universe, ladies and
We haven't done it yet.
Lava.
gentlemen. Things were going great in the campaign until they hit level 7 and they just couldn't figure out how names worked.
No,
Wait,
so
who are we supposed to kill again?
This happened in school too.
We
We're
hunted
here.
you down across the plains, Barry, and now we've got you right where we want you.
The real problem is that they
Jessica!
Jesus Christ.
Alright, back on track. Ish.
So,
boy.
This is the dumbest podcast.
Just for your notes,
Yes.
you have Bhaal, Mercule, and Bane. Those three are in cahoots.
Yeah, they're the brothers.
yeah, I got that written down.
Alright. And
What
then
was the second one?
Ball.
Mercule.
No,
Bhaal, Mercule, and Bane.
Okay.
You shoot.
I have just M question mark every time I'm saying this is Kismet.
M question mark. Mr. M.
It's mystery.
I always think in my brain Mercutio, and I'm like, that's not correct.
That's not a.
It's in the
In the
neighborhood.
neighborhood. It's in the neighborhood.
It's
Just like Mr.
Myarkhul.
Oh God!
I spelled that wrong.
Mercule?
Merkel.
Merkel.
I was gonna
remember
write
Merkel.
MERC.
Run that by me one more time,
Oh wait,
please.
wait!
She
You're
runs
telling
around
me.
you.
You're telling me that his name is Mr. Cool.
No, Mercule.
Oh, I haven't spelled Merkel here.
Okay.
Like Myrtle with a K.
Yes, as one does.
Sometimes I misspell my own name, but you know that's
That's neither here nor there.
You went to college.
That
That was-
means nothing.
that was Tanner. I'm a grad student.
No,
Fenric
Fenric
went to
As
college.
Fenric went to college.
Yes, but the joke said I misspelled my name.
Is it with 2 R's or
And
one?
what a joke it is.
Now, we could probably get a lot of information out of Bhaal if we could somehow gain an audience with him.
I don't know how you plan to get information from somebody who would be granting us an audience.
Would he just like incinerate us
Do
all?
we even know that he's on this plane?
Yeah.
There's a potential from Desmond.
From Desmond's friend who has it on very good authority.
You know, the person who bought all his rugs.
He saw them eating at a coffee shop down the way.
Metaphor?
No, it was the sheepskins.
I was selling rugs.
No, actual rugs, not a metaphor for something
Slang.
else.
I almost made a bad deal.
Oh.
That's a surprise.
I don't know why I know this.
Because I told you when I came back.
God.
I was not listening.
Fucking like.
There is supposed to be a court meeting held at the Charred Hall tonight. Your person you are pursuing, Bhaal, is potentially going to be there. I cannot confirm it, but if he is staying and he is this large, important deal in some way, I would anticipate he would be in the royal apartments near the Charred Hall. If you wanted to do some snooping.
I mean, we
I'm
do.
so good at snooping. Crash.
Punches through a wall.
You know, I'm still really I don't know. I'm so curious as to why different areas of our plane are being brought here,
Well, and other planes.
and other planes are being brought to this place. I
It's
mean,
an
why?
insurance policy. We're it's guarding against the potential for the rest of the planiverse of, I suppose, being wiped out by these said dead 3.
Yeah, I
that
think
what you
those
call
were the
them?
words that came out of my mouth.
Wait,
But that was really depressing.
why? Did you just guess this?
Do you
I
know
believe
this?
didn't our drow customs person tell us?
Pretty sure this
Like,
is your
last
This was
No.
your
your specific.
You had a conversation with someone about this.
Oh, I
They
did.
did not.
Oh shit! All right, I'm saying it. It's out there.
It's
I
on
said
the
it.
table.
So, what do you know that we don't know, Roland?
Do you want it
You want-
alphabetical?
Or in order of importance.
Chronological.
Should we just see your
Chronological.
book?
That's interesting.
Go by highest, not me.
Did somebody give Roland a spike drink?
Did somebody give Roland a thesaurus?
I could use one of those actually if anyone's looking for gift ideas.
Someone spiked Roland's drink.
Did Roland just make
The animals were just standing on the stairs, staring at the door. All four of them.
Like looking up?
Yes.
Is that why you said what's going
Wait,
on?
the cats can go through the door.
Yeah, I know.
They just thought they were hanging out.
I made a really bad joke and they all wanted to leave.
It was pretty rough.
Kate's probably sitting there
It's
just
rough.
going, what are we doing?
Yes.
This is fun. I'm hanging out with my friends.
It's not psychic damage worthy, but it's like
That was
you
close.
do your
That-
own psychic damage for
Yeah.
that. You know, right
We all
here.
saw your ashamed
Yeah,
face.
It was a thing.
It was so funny.
Roland, you know why part of Jotunheim is here?
So let's back up a
Or
little
did
bit.
you guess this?
I
I
don't feel
Roland
like you can
doesn't
say
guess
well,
things.
no, I don't. I make informed assumptions.
I would insight check the
Thesaurus.
hell out of that.
Is Roland wearing glasses?
Did you say that?
Yeah, just
Yeah, with your middle finger.
yeah.
What's an insight check?
Listen, a little fourth wall break never hurt anybody.
I didn't break that wall.
Unless the wall falls on.
Except for Fenric, hopefully.
Roland, did someone not spike your drink?
I'm standing behind
I
him.
don't know.
It's like half empty.
Did you drink from the tankard of truth?
It's just not again.
Do you or do you not only have bangs for hair?
No, he also has braids.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
That's a yes.
Frosted cornrows.
Oh my god, the worst.
Wait, did you not know this?
That he has frosted cornrows?
This is canon.
It's a thing.
He has bangs and then like cornrows.
But you wouldn't really know because he's always wearing a hood.
Yep.
This was not his decision. It was
Yeah, no,
everyone else's decision.
Yeah, no
It was a
hand in
group decision.
I never used the term cornrows. They did.
He did say braids.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said bangs.
Yeah, you said you added that. That's your fault. I blame you entirely.
I take it.
Oh.
No.
Tell us the truth, damn it.
So, some time ago, Fenric, you would remember this. Fenric, Virio, and myself may have stumbled across what we thought was a dead dragon.
Don't like it.
Nope, don't lick the amber. We learned that. Turned out it wasn't dead. I believe it's a lich of some sort.
Draco Lich.
Dracolich, yes. In fact, I believe it is the same undead dragon that was spotted at Kinlo when we were traveling through there. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, probably not, but I believe I spotted my mother riding said dragon.
Your
Mother?
mother?
Yep.
Roland, his parents.
I didn't think it's as much a surprise to me as it is to the rest of you.
How'd you recognize if you didn't know you had a mother?
That's a good question.
Child.
Someone cut him off. Like, take it.
You started nodding and I was expecting psychic damage. That's how you started doing it.
Maybe let's just grab a D12 to really start driving these up.
One.
One.
Yeah,
This, I'm like
probably.
pouring into
It's-
your Mountain Dew, but I remembered you're on antibiotics.
Oh my goodness. Like
would
the
not
puzzle where I
actually
kept rolling
have
ones for
spikes
Kurt
in
and
her
fours
strings.
for you.
Yep.
Clear.
Every time. Dang it. And then just yesterday, actually, I was
hanging out with your mom.
No. I'm not sure if it's weirder or less weird, but I talked to a lesser god.
Which
Less
one?
weird.
Mask.
Lesser weird.
Less weird.
Less weird?
Lesser weird. Lesser god weird.
So, you didn't think it was relevant to tell us that you knew the dragon that was destroying Keenlow?
Nope.
You didn't find that
the
to
moment,
be...
Wait
No.
a minute.
You
Hold
didn't find
on.
it to be relevant information?
Very important also. Who was your mom?
Let me check my notes.
My diary says
you
that.
You said we saw her.
She was riding the Dracolich in...
Pretty cool mom.
I mean, fair. She's also the one that seems to have taken the section of Keenlow and brought it here. Mask told me that she's doing this in an effort to preserve the civilizations from across the plains in, I suppose, like I said, some sort of insurance policy against, for lack of a better term, planar extermination.
She's like a city bounty hunter or something?
More like a
There's
city
worse terms.
like collect instead of stamps. City bits.
Repo.
No.
The Grim Repo Man.
I was thinking that too. I was like, that's not quite right.
It'd be like
I like it.
never mind. What I was about to say would not make sense.
She likes
Like
to
black
make
market harvesting your limbs and taking them, yeah.
city quilts.
Just city stuff.
Little city things.
Just little city things.
So do you think she's working with the 3 demons then?
I know what she's
It
doing.
seems to be that she's working against them. Othis, from what I understand, Othis was actually going after her in an effort to prevent her from doing what she is currently doing. Right. She also may or may not be undead. He was a little fuzzy on that.
Everyone
Little,
here is like undead. It's like just a thing.
So that was my day. That was yours.
Who does Mask work for?
That's a very good question.
Who is Otis?
Well,
Milo's best friend.
John, you didn't have
damn it,
anything.
Tanner, I thought it and I didn't say it, and then you said it.
You didn't have anything planned for tonight, right? Just like this.
No, these are blank.
I don't think I thought it until you thought it. I like
And then
it
it pinged.
We explain who Othis is.
No, I need it in character.
Oh, good.
Because
Lord.
Kismet currently is having a moment where they're realizing that they're related to Othis.
He's my brother, and Kismet's half brother.
Oh,
And
the-
my
Theon's
former
here
mentor
right now.
and-
in this
This
room.
wasn't announced to any-
Wait, what?
The half-brother
Half-
thing wasn't
what?
announced to
Kismet?
us.
What?
Nope.
I'm just happy I'm not the
Kismet,
only one
what?
hiding things.
Say what you said again.
Kismet is my half sibling
Alright.
through some means. I apologize for. Fair enough.
This shit's fucking strong!
And Othis is my brother, as some of you already know.
Hate this. Really don't like that.
Also,
not
Othis
see
hired
the
me to
resemblance.
kill you some time ago, and obviously I didn't do that.
Sounds about right.
Maybe it was because he was meant to help us.
Yeah.
Or that he just really doesn't like him.
Okay.
No.
What is going on?
Fenric can't figure out
Fenric's sister is
How do I? How is it?
So,
The really quiet Fenric no.
I feel like a bunch of jelly beans just kind of fell out of your hand.
everyone's having a nice family reunion. All around, I got to meet some fellow Jotunheim for today. Thank you for asking, Roland, how my day was.
Of course.
I sold some furs. I told you about that earlier.
Yes.
Rugs.
How was your day?
I'm just connecting.
Besides the whole talking to a lesser god.
Oh, it was perfectly fine. I spent most of it in the library, so nothing really all that interesting. But
Yes. But what are we going to do tomorrow?
Die.
Why?
We might as well move on.
I'm gonna feel pretty shitty, probably.
So you'll want to. It'll be great.
If we did want to break in, look, try and spy on Bhaal, I think we'd have a very hard time with the way we look.
I also don't.
I don't have problems with the way we look.
You're
Do you mean
beautiful.
the party? I mean, that's what you mean.
Yeah, like, is it a masquerade
Is it
by
a
chance?
gala?
It is a,
Is it eyes wide? Wait, no, that's not right.
oh,
Ooh, no. Ooh.
it is just like a general holding of the court to have various concerns addressed. If you want to wear masquerade clothing, that's up to you.
So if
Seems
we
like
come
you're
Not
fully
think you
masked,
blend in.
So-
It almost sounds like it would make us stand out in a bad way
Probably
more.
yes. I would lean in that direction.
Wait, so is it a party, is it a dance, or is it like a legal thing that's going
It's
on?
like people bringing their concerns to the leader of their country to report in and make known the news from across the realm.
How long's the line?
I do not know. It varies.
Do you have a grievance?
Maybe. The toilet paper's too rough.
That's your problem in hell.
You'd
Yeah,
be
it's just-
surprised at how little bureaucracy things move up the line and eventually get up to the uppers, and they're like, well, that's an easy thing I can fix. I just want to do one thing today.
it's little, but it affects everybody.
Yeah.
It's a nice little general grievance.
Everybody.
Grievance.
Everybody.
Do I have to take psychic damage?
Do you have to take psychic damage?
I said everybody.
So,
This is a very productive meeting.
You've met with us.
I suppose.
I didn't
You knew
say
what
this
you were
was
getting
needed.
into.
Yeah, I didn't think this was like formal.
You've met with us plus a bottle of Kirkland vodka.
Well, I certainly know,
Fair.
you know, we have our passes for another 40 or 24 hours at this point. I think we should use it.
definitely.
I don't want to go to a party.
It's
not a
it's
party.
not a party.
I
this is a party.
You're currently at
You're at a party. I don't want to go to a party.
you're currently at
Isn't
a
that how we all
kind of party. So
yeah, and
it's
it's
good.
not great.
I am slowly realizing that myself. So, how about this for the plan? I will just meet you back here again at 9 o'clock. If you wish to move up in the hells, great.
What's the level above us?
3.
The level above you is
Thank you. I forgot that's what came before 4.
Have a tree! Have a tree!
Mineros.
Okay.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
It does.
does,
It is a stench-ridden bog with acidic rain.
Sounds like a
Sounds
Pokemon.
Lovely.
No, we shouldn't go there.
The elevator can only go up a floor?
One floor
Up a floor,
per
up a
day.
floor, up a
And
floor?
per day.
But do we have a release cord?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
A release cord?
You know, like a parachute. Because we totally have those in D&D.
Ira, have
This
you
is
ever
making
been
more and more
to
sense, thank you.
our
They're called
plane?
boots.
Yes.
Oh,
Are you coming with us? I don't think we've had that conversation yet. Or asked the question, rather.
I don't know.
Very well. That was easy.
well, Roland, that was very, very deep of you.
So
This is why you never bring anyone back.
You didn't invite him.
I think I'm gonna go to make my formal complaint tomorrow about something.
About
Or is that
toilet
tonight?
paper.
Sure.
It'll be tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very well.
I don't. Do you want something from me?
Did you just like shake him?
He's telling bad jokes. I think I'm like, do you want something from me?
I pull out.
Shots.
I shake him, so he just spills.
He wants you to do a shot. He wants you to do a shot with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else we can learn, but we can go to the thing.
I mean, I could go to the library tomorrow.
Yeah, I learned something in the library. It was cool. First
Yeah,
time for everything.
I learned that when you leave a note that asks a question, you can't really answer it.
How'd you learn that?
I would not stick out.
Would you not?
At the thing.
Oh.
You can become your hell form.
You are still currently in your incubus form, correct? Yeah, so Ira's currently in their demonic shape.
I was thinking at the library, and I was like, okay, but why?
Cool.
I would
Good
not
for
stick
you.
out there either.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Or any place, really.
I mean, this place has become such a mixture. No, I mean, there's such diversity here now. I mean, there's even more Genasi. It's, I don't know. It's interesting, the mix of people that are here now.
Do you think that your mother is hoping to collect all of these little
Pokemon.
world sections because she wants to open up an amusement town?
Her Pokédex.
Perhaps called
That
She wants the shiny charm.
gotta catch them all. That I don't know.
Is your mother a venture capitalist?
Is your mother an adventurous woman?
Wait, the big question. Can we meet her right here in this place?
So from what I understand, she works for Fierna, and so unless we can get an audience with someone who works directly for Lord of the Nine Hells, that might be a little bit difficult.
He does not want us to meet his mom.
I want baby pictures. Has he always had the hair?
It's just bangs.
The bangs cover like this.
Yes!
They grew in his cornrows.
God.
Everyone make a perception check.
Ooh,
God.
okay.
Oh, there's a little piece of wood with me.
17.
14.
17.
That
17.
your dice,
Nope.
maybe?
13.
No,
Okay.
not yours.
That's
Not
not a
my best.
D20.
That's mine.
Perception check. 9.
Okay, carry on.
Garion's here?
Terry on Derrington.
You guys forgot this pile of junk back at your house.
Oh,
I just
my-
wanted to make sure you got it before the revolution really kicks off.
Oh, thank you, Gary.
Ryan's like plus 2,000.
Oh, good.
Can it.
Alright, well, I think I'm gonna hit the hay because I'm gonna get up tomorrow and go to Complaint Town.
It's like 9:30.
Yeah,
When's the thing?
if there's a line, I'm gonna have to get in it, and there's gonna be.
You might want to just camp
Courts
out
will
tonight.
Begin being
So
held
when are we
around
going?
10 a.m.
After brunch? 10
Hell
a.m.
yeah.
After brunch sounds good.
I liked being held.
What?
What? Who held you?
No, I would not like that.
Do you wanna?
No,
Do you wanna hug?
Would you like your
I
hand
will
held?
leave.
You are sending mixed signals.
I will leave this room.
I will leave this room.
All right. Well,
I leave the room.
I also.
This room. You will leave this room.
I leave the room. And I go to my room and I go to sleep.
All right.
Night.
That's when it goes to bed.
Good
Testra
Go
also
to bed.
does the well.
And so does Aurora.
Yeah, everyone's
But she
standing up.
doesn't say anything. She just like leaves.
She just slaps her thighs.
Aurora does the Irish goodbye.
I follow Desmond, not in character, obviously. I follow Desmond because are we sure?
I
follow
What's he up to?
Oh my goodness.
Giant elephant man just like tiptoeing down the.
Testra also leaves the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bed.
I
Yeah.
leave.
Kismet. Okay.
I leave, but I'm flipping up. Did Theon leave yet?
He is like making his way. I was literally saying, Theon leaves as you said you leave. And so it's like that. Oh, sorry.
Oh. Wait, is Theon like from Wisconsin? He just said oh.
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 Theon is from
Does everybody not say "oh"?
Yeah.
Everyone
Nope.
says, oh.
Everyone says "oh."
Oh God.
No. I think
Theon,
it's just like a.
what's your passive perception, Kismet?
10.
Keep doing
10.
that.
Okay, you still see Theon like looks like he's trying to say something and then doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then goes to his
You
room.
can talk to me, buddy.
It's I assumed wrongfully
That she would have told. That they would have told us.
that you would all have been privy to that information.
Yeah, same.
I think it's probably better if none of you have secrets between one another if you're going to keep traveling together. Secrets are no fun. Secrets can destroy families and friendships. And he turns and walks out of the room. Leaving you all alone.
With that.
Okay.
Hey, I just haven't wanted to do that info dump over Skype, okay? Stop beating on me.
I partied up for a little longer. And I fall asleep.
Are any of you going to do anything in the evening as you have gone to bed?
Are you asking if I masturbate before I fall asleep?
That was gonna be my joke. God damn it.
I was going to ask if any of you are planning on any secret nighttime missions. I guess you have the most difficult task because you're sharing a room.
Do you mean like masturbate?
Would any of you like to masturbate or go sneak around town in the evening, I guess is my question.
Porque los nos.
Desmond starts masturbating and I leave.
He starts walking around the town masturbating.
Beaver fighter. Nope. In your room or out of my lobby.
It's a sleepwalking condition.
I do not
More like
care.
a
No.
What did? Sorry.
No, I fall asleep.
Port City out here.
Okay.
Yes,
you
I
say it?
attune to my weapons.
Alright.
I don't sleep.
He just landed back.
Yep.
Eyes bloodshot.
Coming down from it.
The evening passes without incident. The next morning comes. What would you all like to do with your day?
Go down to brunch.
Complaint store.
I will go
Okay.
to brunch.
Yeah, brunch.
I would also
brunch?
like
Is
to
there-
go observe the court.
Okay.
I get
Well,
I grab a black cup of coffee and a bagel, and I go directly there when I
Schmear?
wake up to be the first one in line.
Wait, you go. Okay. When did you go? So you probably would have went.
I was up at like 6, I guess, so I was probably out the door by 7:30.
So you went and waited in line?
Yeah.
Like you were like getting your book signed by a celebrity?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
That was the
Are you
that was
aware?
the
That was the
example.
only time I could-
Getting your book signed by like a celebrity.
What a nerd.
That was the only
What else do you wait in line for?
It was Simon Pegg.
A celebrity. Oh my.
Pretty good celebrity.
Yeah.
I would
Are you aware that he's like up and left? Because I'd say, because I was gonna go to the thing.
Not Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
It's like Simon Pegg up
I
and
was like,
left.
Simon Pegg got up and left at a signing? That seems rude.
I always say so polite.
So, Desmond, are you aware that Desmond left?
Yeah, I mean, I
Great.
didn't sleep and we share a room.
Then we have brunch and then go there to see
sure,
him
that seems solid.
at the thing.
That seems
Why?
Because
solid.
we're gonna go.
We're gonna go get our bus.
Slash Fenric.
Are you coming to the court as well?
I would like to accompany you, Desmond, if that's all right.
Oh, sure. You can help me think of complaints.
Okay.
All right. Roland and Kismet, what would you like to do?
Can we have another note asking a question?
I'll go to the complaint store. Is that what we're calling it?
Are you going early or are you brunching with Ira and Fenric
I'll
first?
grab brunch.
All right.
Oh my god, you guys are such bad influences on each other.
All right.
Enable.
And Kismet, what would you like to do with the first half of the day?
Sulk.
So,
He didn't even have to write that in. It was
You
already
don't want to go
filled
to
in.
brunch? There's like
Early.
chocolate chip pancakes.
Early.
What's Theon up
That
to?
early.
Does he talk to any of us, or do we see him in the morning?
I'm going to bring Kismet chocolate chip pancakes
Oh.
Kismet,
and leave them outside your door.
Kismet sleeping in. Theon kind of leaves early in the day. Doesn't say much on his way out.
We want to know what he's up to. He wasn't planning on coming to.
Not that he said, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
You can catch him if you like to. He's not like being sneaky about it. He's just like
I'll just ask if.
kind of
I'll
like
just ask
warily
if he wants to
glancing
come.
down to the lobby to make sure that Kismet isn't there.
Just checks his watch and then strolls through.
Yeah. It's like, it's before noon. I should be okay.
It's before 2. I should be okay.
Yeah, what are you up to today? Were you gonna come to the court and watch some? You want some popcorn? We're bringing popcorn. It's gonna be fun.
I was planning on going to do a little bit more research.
Okay.
What?
The planar crisis that threatens to destroy existence as we know it.
That's
I
valid.
got you there. Boom.
I mean,
And I throw a bunch of blueberries on my pancakes.
sure. Sure.
But they're cinnamon pancakes, so
It's not
it's a
good.
bad bake, Mary.
Why would you put that on there?
I wasn't looking, okay?
You have to pay attention.
No. Okay. That's all. All right, Theon.
Planar crisis.
Enjoy. Good luck.
Yeah. He grabs like one of the most over-the-top donuts you can see and walks out the door with it.
Ira has been quietly having a breakdown.
Quietly.
Quietly.
You're like a slowly building tornado.
Things are bad.
Ira Town.
Oh my goodness.
Ira Town.
Just a slow descent into madness.
Population. Big
Ira.
question mark.
We don't know.
Someone.
All right.
I'm sure you'll all find out at some point.
We will.
And then I'm going to the library eventually. That's gonna be a mess.
I am also going to the library. Like Theon is going. Yes, I shall go.
I was
Sam,
going
this is
to though.
So is he.
Boner.
I said it last
Either
night.
that or a like alien.
This is a good session.
This is gonna be a good time.
Man, this is gonna be like
I
30
feel like-
minutes for the podcast.
I was planning on going to the library after the thing.
I feel like
This is just your first half of the day.
Sure.
this is. I feel like you guys are still at brunch then when I come down and also grab a donut and then also go to the library.
But I've
Oh my
already
goodness.
I've left you chocolate chip pancakes and they're gone. I'm assuming.
I can consume both.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you got the pancakes, my dude.
Question: is it the same type of donut?
I don't know. I don't know what donuts were available.
There's a pretty
Yes.
pretty good array of donuts.
If there's one with sprinkles, it's that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, black sprinkles on a chocolate donut.
Edgy.
All right. So Desmond and Aurora
Yes.
making your way through the large city. You do approach the charred hall. looking up on
Did you
it,
think
you
of Chard again? Yeah, I do it every time he says it,
You,
obviously.
do see a few guards standing at a post outside the front door. They appear to be some kind of a dragon-like demon. Not dragon-like, but more like dragonborn-like, I should say.
Sexy.
If you're into that.
Desmond, I'll be right back. Need to go to my room. I've been told there's only one place.
There's a sock on the door. No, they are Abishai from Avernus.
Just have to work up to us. I knew you were
gonna say.
No.
That one was pretty good, though.
That actually was. It took me a hot second. That was good. All right.
Oh, but yes, you see them clad in black armor, carrying, it seems to be like warhammers and like thick pikes and shields. What would you like to do?
And they're guarding the door?
They're just standing guard at the door, like they're posts into the
I think
hall.
we should just walk in.
Good morning. I nod and I take a sip of my coffee.
Good morning.
And I go to reach for the doorknob.
They do nothing.
They do nothing?
Roll initiative, attack!
Then I act like I belong here. And I open the door.
Swing the door open. You do see that hall that Testra kind of led you through the other day to make your way up to the offices. And you do see a small table set up with a kind of somewhat withered, tired-looking old tiefling gentleman. He's like a long, thin, wispy beard, and his eyebrows are kind of doing that thing where they start kind of, pointing downward.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's a very, very old tiefling.
Wow! hey.
Oh, yeah.
Nice eyebrows.
Keep
I
going.
was just like,
Those eyebrows.
I knew what you
John,
were
John,
talking
don't
about.
stop.
John, tell me.
That
tell
was
me
like
what-
an eye attack.
Would
Mistakes were made.
it bother you to know that he has a mustache that kind of does the same, or is that okay?
Great if they're braided together.
They braid it.
It's like literal.
Really tight and just pinches across.
He brings it
She
back.
got some of the
Relax,
Viking
like
beads in
here.
it.
Yeah.
Here.
My life is hell.
What if you had like this all like grown in right here and you like French braided it around?
I feel like that would hurt.
That would be so painful.
For Roland.
Oh,
Just keeps going. A
What
braid
if
that
Roland
keeps
had
going.
face cornrows?
They're in style, Mom.
It's not a face.
Oh my god, I want to Google face cornrows so bad.
Yeah.
It's like cornbread, but nah.
I'm doing it.
Hello, young man.
Oh, you flatterer, you.
Oh, listen, we're here for court.
Very good.
I've got a series of complaints.
Very good. Well, we'll get you in. We do have a report from Queen Talmira. Will be sort of top of the business, and then a strange visitor has wished to express some of their interplanar concerns as well. But after that, we get down to more of the localized issues. So, me, Scribe Kilos, would love to take down these notes. What do you got for me, fella?
Interplanar complaint, so I guess I can go at the same time as the other person.
Maybe.
I mean, it's more efficient. We'd save time if we both made our complaints.
Just he sort of reserved the slot with a large donation.
Oh, well, I also would like to make a donation.
Apropos of nothing? Well,
I
how
would,
fortuitous!
Who do I write this IOU out to?
Is this like Aurora over
I
here in the
just-
main
yeah,
show,
that was
like-
the Aurora.
Regretting every decision you've ever made that led to this point.
I was just coming along to, observe the court today.
The fast-paced world of clerkdom. Yes. All right. Yes, you would make that out to the Charred Hall. That's CHARREDHALL.
Charred Hall, got it.
Flethagos.
How do you spell Flethagos?
PHLEGOTHOS.
Got it.
The Nine Hells.
All right.
The Outer Plains.
Got it.
Michigan.
Wow.
Hey, that's where I'm going to college.
This is
Oh yeah.
mean ass Midwestern like shit.
Got
here.
him.
Jesus,
No, that's
I
a
do
Fuck the
not-
Pistons.
Hey, as it has
We found it.
I do not endorse.
No.
Ugh.
No, that's not okay.
This is one of the best pictures of it too. There are lots of.
I question the use of the word best.
It was a picture of.
There's
Roland.
that, which barely counts.
No.
Ooh, that's not great either.
I'm really into that one actually.
That one does it for me.
That one is like hitting
What
the
is
spot.
that one?
What is
though?
the matter
Oh
of
my.
your
Is that next?
interplanar complaints?
Mostly about
He looks like he knows.
the destruction, possible destruction of a plane,
Destruction.
the
of
removal of
plane.
a place brought here.
Removal of place brought here.
Probably straight up just burped
and-
next to Ranch.
And gosh, hold on. Toilet paper is too rough.
Toilet paper. Too rough.
And what do you do here?
I bring the list to
No,
the.
what is your job title?
Oh, I'm a scribe.
And my third complaint are that the scribes aren't getting paid enough or have enough benefits.
401k. Roth.
What you don't
That's
know,
what
he's
we
been
need,
adding
the
that to
Roth
every
IRA.
other complaint.
There needs to be
Just
more
peppered among them.
Roth
Yeah.
IRAs in hell.
Because you know that's where they belong.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage between the promised money and the
Ooh, that's really good.
letter.
It's like,
Hey!
oh, the hell.
You said persuasion?
Yes.
That is a 25 total.
25. Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do about squeezing you in next to our strange visitor. Let's see here. Orders of business. Okay. Got it.
John, what song were you singing? I want to put that on my playlist.
I'm blue dabba
Fucking shame on me.
No, it's called Take On Me. It's by Aha.
I'll be gone.
In our day or two. Oh, we could do duets.
When do we do karaoke on Thursday? I mean, fantasy Thursdays.
Flandro.
It was disco night.
Same thing. We only do disco here in hell. Is that all for you?
I believe so.
Very good. And
Aurora.
you, young lady, any
I
concerns?
am not here to present anything.
Very good. Well, if that's it, I'm gonna get back to my Sudoku.
Where should we go to
Three-
wait
What?
for?
Oh my goodness.
Where should we go to wait for the court presentations.
He points like a little like straight to the right, and you can see like this giant throne like 200 feet down the hallway.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should have just looked around.
You can wait there, or you can. It doesn't start for like. I mean, it's like 6 a.m. your time.
Oh, it's like a little later now.
7:30 a.m. your time.
Wait, when is my time slot? Sorry, I dropped my mug. I'll clean that up.
No problem.
Oh my goodness.
It would be towards the beginning, so I'd probably say try to be here a little after 1.
1 p.m.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time left in my morning.
Yeah, well, you've got lots to see here in the fragment harbor of Flethagos. And he hands you a pamphlet, just like the tour guide, like things to do.
I take it and I begin unfolding it to its maximum
It's
size.
a big cartoonish map of everything with like little dotted outlines that say coming soon.
Oh, good.
I'm pretty sure that this is just a planned amusement park.
No. That's silly.
Insight check.
Insight check.
5.
Have you ever heard of venture capitalism?
No.
Me neither. I heard it.
Saddest roll ever.
It just sort of plopped onto a 7.
I don't either. That's why I'm asking around.
Oh, sure. Venture capitalism. Who are they? They're mighty warrior from plains beyond.
No, I think it's like has to do with money.
Oh. No, definitely never heard of it then.
Can't believe a literal demon from hell doesn't know about capitalism.
He's a scribe in hell.
Oh, okay. Should ask me about it.
All right. Well, maybe I'll ask at the meeting later.
Certainly. Yes, remember 1 o'clock. And you should be second or third.
No, I thought I was going at the same time as that other guy.
Yes, he has the, I believe, 3rd or 4th item of business. Looks like the 3rd. Right after the Queen's report. And, we also have an update on the war engines out to the west. But other than that, we'll see you later.
All right, take care.
Will do.
Yes, thank you for your assistance.
Of course.
This is how fucking people get sick right here.
5.
I'm gonna get you sick. That's right.
As you guys are making your way out of town, the morning is still available to you. However, we will switch over to Brunch Squad.
God,
Go back to my room.
America.
I go back to my room and shave my head.
D&D Brunch Squad.
I will say, we don't have to roleplay brunch. We went to brunch.
Yeah.
We did
Same,
go to
yep,
brunch,
true.
so we were all
Just
very
didn't know if you guys wanted to have a
tired
side conversation.
and a little drunk.
No, I'm going back to my room and
So
shaving my head.
So Roland,
done
your
with this.
mom, huh?
What? I'll be back in a little bit. I come back. Still hood up.
You
There's
can't-
like
can't
few
see like
white
the
hairs.
wisp of
Wait, Banks, yes or no?
Gone.
Oh God!
What
balls.
does your mom look like?
A drow.
But
You
very
can't
nice.
say that. That's racist. You saying she looks like you? That's racist. Wait a
Let's say
second.
I
That's
have
genetics.
like 1,100 drow. That means nothing to me.
Yeah, that's
Well, I
way.
see her-
That's
I-
way too. That's way higher than I can count.
I'm very old. I will see her riding a dragon if I see her, right? Probably.
If you see a drow riding a dragon, it's good
Probably
chance
your
it's
mom.
her.
She'll be coming around now when she.
Okay.
She'll be riding a real big dragon when she comes.
Okay, question. Who's drunk? Fenric or Tanner?
Tanner has enough in your drink.
No. No.
Tin is an antibiotic.
I'm on lack of sleep. I'm sorry.
That's fair. No, fair. Carry on.
But that's set up though.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's
see
good.
her
Riding a big dragon.
Alright, you guys gonna head to court after brunch?
Yes.
Ah,
Is there a popcorn stand on the way?
So we're like ships passing in the night.
You are.
I'm
very
definitely
much
getting
so.
my flask refilled at brunch.
Yeah, you guys have made your way out of the court, and like maybe a few blocks down, you see brunch squad making their way up to the court. You see everything as described before, including
We need a t-shirt.
Scribe
Brunch.
Kalas, who is very engrossed in his Sudoku puzzle.
Also, you saw Roland without bangs.
Yes.
Hood up. Hood up.
We saw bangs.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so the hood is up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Greetings and welcome to the complaints department. I am Scribe Kalas. What can I do for you, fine folk?
What time is it?
It is
Complaint.
probably like 8 a.m.
That's not what brunch is.
We're playing with time a little bit here.
I was fully expecting to go to brunch and then be there, go to the court when it opens.
Okay.
I have a complaint.
Yes.
I have two complaints.
Okay.
One, there are no birds.
No birds.
I think it is strange.
Have you not been down to our floating menagerie?
That does not count. They are in captivity. I am compiled.
That's because if they fly into the sky, it's just a giant pile of smoke and they'll die.
Well, yes, but this is true of all of the hills.
What is a pile of smoke?
It's like a pile, but on the ceiling.
A good, hellish bird would know not to fly.
Well, all of our birds are imported.
This is my point. We must have hell native birds.
We want to introduce a species of birds to a lava and gas-ridden plain full of dangers.
Perhaps it is a lava bird.
A lava bird. All right, I'll write down
It's called a dragon.
lava.
Very small
Bird.
dragons. That would be fine.
He like points up to the wall. And there's like a winged devil. And he's like that?
No, like a bird.
It's like a bird.
Hello, not everything that has wings is a bird. You know
I
this, right?
don't know about that,
I have wings. I'm not a bird.
fella. Okay, wink.
Well, okay, my
Oh,
There's no like
birds.
fire birds or anything.
Not really.
Flaming
No,
chickens.
no birds of paradise down here.
me. no birds.
What just happened?
Sorry, I was thinking about my second complaint. My second complaint is that I feel we need prison reform. Perhaps, you know, just totally just lightening up because we are all devils and don't we all do.
You mean something other than the death penalty?
Yes,
That's the
like
entirety
that.
of the prison system there.
like-
But when you die, surely you know, when you die here, you don't you're not gone. You just start as the lowest form of demon and work your way back up.
Well, yes, but that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking more about, like, when you do something bad. And
Yes.
Just,
You're
bad for-
mercilessly murdered in front of people for spectacle.
Or sometimes there's other forms of, you know, punishment. And those could be. Maybe murder would be better.
I'll just
Wow.
I'll just write down prison reform.
Arrow
And I'll
murder?
just sort of leave the floor to you.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, good luck, buddy.
I walk away going,
Great.
Oh my fucking god.
Roland, do you have any complaints?
Not for here.
Well,
You can complain about anything. I promise.
No, I'm. Why is everyone still looking at me?
because it's funny.
Because you are the only one that hasn't said.
You look very handsome, young man.
Well,
and he goes like this.
yeah, exactly.
actually pull off that bald thing.
Oh, yeah, no, it's...
Not a lot of people can rock that, you know. It's a very specific head type.
I've seen some people who shouldn't try.
You have?
But that's a story for another day.
That's our next one, Shar.
You have some time to kill.
At brunch. At brunch too.
Oh
That's the one shot of Fenric and Roland.
We still need to do that.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, actually, though.
A Foland one shot.
Chicken Foland.
The chicken suits. The chicken suits.
The chicken suits.
Your song was great.
Chicken Foland.
Akin to
That's what you
Justin
had at brunch.
McElroy's dun 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 dun.
It's so much better when you sing and you're just pouring out.
Alright.
This is
anything
brunch
else?
too.
Yes.
Wow.
Definitely just
Iris
go find
always
somewhere to
at
chill
brunch.
until it
Okay,
opens.
somewhat
So brunch
nearby.
too.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys have found a bottomless mimosa bar and you are taking full advantage.
I'd like to kind of keep an eye out for other drow. I just kind of want to gauge the, like, amount of them that are just about.
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check.
I just am imagining you every time.
Oh, okay. 23.
23?
Oh, there's another one.
They certainly don't seem like an occupying force in the city,
Okay.
but you do see like the odd patrol coming by here and there. You see a mage or two kind of exiting shops, carrying components, things like that. It doesn't seem like a heavily.
They're not like a
embedded.
majority here.
Correct.
They're just,
Yeah.
they're like one of many.
Yes.
Okay.
And you definitely would have seen on your way into the city that there was an Underdark contingent to this fragment of the world as well.
Interesting. And you said they're like armored.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. They seem to be sort of like bolstering the existing forces in Flethicos.
Interesting. All right. Cool. Thank you.
All right. Kismet. Donut in hand, making your way down to the library or the archive. First time at the Chimerian Archive, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Making your way up to the stairs, you see two large chimera statues that have turned green with age. Instead of granite stairs leading up to a massive brass building with a large set of very nice double stone doors that are open. Making your way in, you do notice that just the heads of these chimera follow you as you walk in, but then kind of go back to their resting position. And behind the counter, you see Archivist Terrane Examinus and Earth Genasi with a somewhat volcano-esque aesthetic.
I love
Is
it. Well,
his
targeted.
name literally Terrain?
Yeah.
Good.
So
Thank you.
much.
I appreciate that. That is glorious.
Terrane Examinus. As you walk in the door, they kind of stop, like, sorting through some books and look up and give you a warm smile. Hello, welcome. What can I do for you?
Well, I like stuff the rest of the donut in my mouth.
Good call.
Eating donut.
I'm sorry.
1 second.
Rat trap.
Dang it.
Play mousetrap around the corner.
God. You got any books on like the schism between Shar and Selune?
Oh, of course, yes. If you make your way straight back here, you'll find sort of like a large, just general theology section of the archive. If you kind of look towards the upper shelves, you'll find sort of the chronicle entailing the rift between Selune and Shar.
I'm mostly looking for shit on the shit like that was born from it. You know?
Sort of the aftermath and the results of.
Yeah.
That's tricky. I can try to help you locate such a writing. It's very specific, but we'll find what we can. And she turns on her heel and kind of like leads you down the aisle. You definitely walk past Theon, who has like 8 books like open, and he's been like highlighting things and taking his own notes, and he like sort of gives her a nod and just avoids your gaze altogether and goes back to writing. But you do arrive at the more theological section of the library, and go ahead and make an investigation check, and she will aid you in it.
21.
All right, yeah. Very quickly between the two of you, she knew it, she just didn't know that she knew it. Sort of pulls out a small gray leather-bound book and hands it over to you. This will have most of the information that we have. It's a kind of a not very well chronicled subject, but we have at least something on it.
Thanks.
And she turns and makes her way back to the front library. Go ahead and make an investigation check as you begin to read this book.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. Reading through, you find that this story that you've heard rings true not just within the woven temples that you've been to, but also in the texts that you find. It seems that the separation between Shar and Selune was so intense, they were so closely bonded that it literally tore the worlds apart. The good seeming to follow Selune and the bad, quote unquote, staying with Shar. The guardians that the two of them had created together were also rendered apart when the sundering happened, which is the cause of the Dead Three and the sort of phoenixes that traveled with Selune through the plains to El Moraine.
Cool. Kismet is looking for shit on phoenixes.
Sure, like moving on to like actual biological phoenix.
Yeah, like
things.
what's going on there?
Okay, go ahead and make another investigation check.
7.
7. It takes a little bit to find it because it's you're not sure if it's in like magical department or in like the biological department, but you are eventually able to kind of hunt down some writings on phoenixes. You get the sense while reading it that the phoenixes that exist in El Moraine are very, very rare, and they sort of seem to be like offshoots of sort of a higher breed of phoenix, which is very, very rare. With the knowledge that you have, you would gather that these are spiritual creatures that are sort of just broken pieces in a way from the phoenix soul that exists within your family.
Cool. Anything on like Kismet wants to know like lifespan and shit, like what I might have to look out for in my life.
Sure. Generally speaking, it seems that it is an infinite number of years they've been known to live. There's no recorded case in the readings that you find of an actual permanent death of a phoenix. There are some that have lain dormant, perhaps for a few years before resurrecting, but there's never been a permadeath.
Okay. Cool, that's enough for me.
All right. Well, with the court meeting looming. Those of you who are going to court can make your way there. Kismet, make another perception check.
18.
At one point while you're reading, a mysterious figure with their hood up walks behind you. And very quietly sets down a box on an adjacent bookshelf and continues walking and trips up the stairs. And you very clearly recognize Theon's voice go, fuck, shit.
I pretend not to notice him until he's gone.
Very fair, yes. And he definitely does like a... looks back to see if you've noticed.
I'm like reading and petting Trevor, just like...
But you do eventually kind of see him very, like, evasively make his way back to where he was.
A nerd.
Oh, yes.
I love him. Okay, then once it's been a little bit, I'll go check out the box situation.
All right. It's just a simple wooden box that you pull open with a hinge on it, and inside there seems to be an amulet sitting on... It looks just sort of like chunks of charred wood and stone. It is... Sorry, let me pull it up here for you. You can go ahead and add to your inventory. Amulet of Awoken Phoenix.
Poop the shell.
Excellent.
Oh my
I
god!
wish not to be stupid for like 10 whole minutes.
Right? It is an onyx and ruby amulet, which sort of has the head of a phoenix depicted on it, and you can see kind of like, it looks like there's a kind of a small fire just burning within it, and it is magenta.
Hell yes! Yes! I don't say that out loud, but I think it.
So yes, when you attune to this item, you have some bonuses that will come your way.
Okay. My equipment page won't load, so I'll add it
No worries.
eventually.
Bonus curses.
Cursed.
And that's where we will take a break.
I need to pee.
Same.
Oh my god, Roland has a pee.
We had two. Ba-ba-ba.
So as you all have finished up your tasks and things you would like to accomplish before court begins,
Oh, I stole the book, by the way.
make a sleight of hand.
Jeez, yeah, you
Nope,
You stole
this is
from
done.
a library?
can't just say that, Kismet.
6.
6.
Oh, fuck. You did
You like start walking up the stairs and you get in front of Archivist Terrane's desk and it just plops out of your robes onto the floor just
And I'm like, yeah, bye.
just leave the book and keep walking. You like see a mage hand kind of pick it up and she scoots it over onto the pile, shakes her head.
I'm not coming back here.
As you all arrive at court, you see that the halls are beginning to fill up with what seems to be mainly just the general denizens of the city. There we go. You do see some rank and file of drow military sort of march in and take up their places on the right side of the room. I'm just gonna go grab the map. We'll be
Oh,
here.
shit.
Why do we need a map?
Because it'll be easier to visualize.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to paint us a
Because
word
there was
picture.
there
For
was
when
a
you
word
have to
online.
take 5 steps forward at a time.
I would like to make this exposition 5 feet closer to you.
Oh, hello.
Jesus.
Oh, I don't like this.
I love it.
Is it okay?
This is
This is what he
amazing.
posted pictures of on Twitter, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck
I'm not.
that shit.
Oh,
That means we're definitely gonna die here.
No.
these cool.
No, just you.
All right, so this
Hey,
is all
I
of you guys.
can't die.
By the way, Tanner,
What?
these things, thank you. The little sticky
Notes.
notes,
Yeah.
lifesaver.
Cool.
That is.
Working out. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Where is like
Very
the audience section?
The audience section are just off map, kind of like up along benches here. If you wanted to be seated in those, you could
Yeah.
just
Neat.
grab a.
I would
Over
also.
to the-
I also want to sit over there.
Same.
Right.
But I don't know if I'm like near you.
No,
No,
there's
I'm
two
sitting-
God,
there's
I
two
just
empty
realized
seats
that I
between us.
registered actual complaints, and I'm gonna have to talk. Oh, God.
Yeah, you are.
So you guys are all kind of scattered around here. Roland, where would you like to be?
That side as well.
Over on the benches.
place is so dark and gloomy.
Okay.
It needs more light.
Right.
I hear that and I'm
I
like,
kick Fenric in the shit.
no, all you hear is.
Desmond and Ira, where would you like to be? Sort of standing in among the queue.
I guess I have to complain in front of everybody,
Alright.
so.
Looks like the people that are standing in line to make their complaints are sort of lined up over on the right side. Or sorry, left
Hey,
side.
look, what's the Flash here to complain about in hell?
Things move too slow.
It's pretty funny, right?
Bureaucracy, am I right? So this is people about to complain, and that's army.
That is, yeah, Drow military, and then
Army
over on this.
versus complaint.
Who wins?
Oh, this sucks! Shut up!
That's how they decide
Actually,
things
they
here.
have a mix
It's like,
over
hey,
here as
if you can
well.
fight through an army, you get to make your complaint.
Okay, but that's pretty much the case here. Or are these army that you're moving behind us?
These are denizens of the city itself, who look to be spectators or just court goers, you know, those people. And then over on the other side of the room.
Courtesans?
Looky loos.
What?
Courtesans?
I mean,
There's a
Yeah,
word
are you
that's-
asking if they're
that go to
prostitutes?
court?
That's
Ask
what, isn't that what those are?
That's. I look at my companion and. No.
It's not a word I would use.
Shh, it's okay, darling.
Why?
Is this court music?
Is it courting music?
It's what they use for the Judge Judy intro music. That's behind it.
Yeah, that is the Judge Judy.
It's very disco. Like,
What about
Alright.
the People's Court?
That's Law and Order.
That is what
that is also the thing that I googled was the People's Court theme, which is
That's it. That's what I'm used to.
How are you used to that? You in court a lot?
8,
Yeah, I've watched.
9.
I watch a lot of television.
This is
So as you
transformative.
enter
right?
this large cathedral-like hall, various reds, blues, and purples bathe the room from the large windows that fill the walls to the left and right. You see quite a few people gathered, mainly devils and demonic courtiers, but standing in the ranks at the head of her military contingent is Queen Talmira. A very nervous-looking group of dwarves, gnomes, and humans seem to be scattered in among the populace, and a lone figure sort of standing toward the front of the queue to begin making their complaints. Wearing a black robe with a simple gray design of triangular patterns, he looks like a handsome human at first glance. This is gonna suck for you, Roland. Head-shaved bald, one blue eye, one gold, and a red eye tattooed on his forehead. But as you walk forward and your perspective shifts, he almost seems to be made of solidified shadow and smoke, with a skull held in place behind this visage. As you enter, each of you, he looks over his shoulder and smiles, specifically lingering Desmond on you as you walk into the room. In a chair below the throne sits a man, red skin, long gray hair, a Liam Neeson-esque figure, wearing tall black boots with a long gray cloak and a silver velvet doublet.
Did you say Liam Neeson-esque?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Qui-Gon is here.
His fingers adorned with many rings and gemstones.
These are toilet paper rolls.
No. These are toilet paper rolls. These are paper towel rolls.
Oh.
You must feel so stupid. You will recognize the figure on the lower chair as Bhaal.
Kelly just said, where did he get that?
The bathroom. Someone else's bathroom.
Have any empty ones?
Yeah, we did. I've been saving it for my collection.
It's like, we need one.
every time when you guys go to the bathroom, you don't hear that. How's the roll doing? It's mainly been Kurt, now that I think about it.
The joys of having a roommate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kurt poops a lot.
This does poop.
Very regularly.
You're just measuring. You're like,
I will
Kurt
say
looks a
that
lot.
it's a fallacy that toilet paper only is related to
You
poop.
should try to avoid using fallacy.
You should
when you're talking.
standard. Yeah, it's foul.
It's true. I use it on the tip of my penis so I don't get a little bit on the inside of my underwear.
Sure.
I mean, sometimes it's to wipe away so much blood.
Yep.
Or tears. I blow my nose into it.
The worst. Anyway.
Seated behind on a carved stone chair
Penis.
is another figure, Fierna, Archdevil of Flethagos. She sits reclined on her rocky throne, bored and angry.
Mood.
Her red skin covered in very ornate white tattoos of infernal writing. She also has a shaved head adorned with two long curved black horns which reach straight upward and lean or point back like an ibex. Yes.
Nope, this is just appreciating.
Oh, this was a good, not a... Okay, sorry, that was a question hand. Her bright yellow eyes survey the room impatiently.
Oh, she is Darth Maul.
Heavily influenced.
Good.
After everyone sort of seems to have taken up their places in the room, Belial stands and says, "Since it seems everyone is here, let us begin business. First of all, this Queen's scouting report from the city of Brass." And you see Queen Talmira take a step forward. Let me describe her armor because it's very cool.
She got it one level lower.
Yeah.
It was super fucking cool.
She wears a royal arrayment, silver steel plates, and a deep royal blue tunic with silver and purple embellishments along the sleeves and torso. A pair of gauntlets and boots to match. And the helm, a masterwork of elven design, its nose guard reaching down nearly to the chin, half the face a beautiful, smooth lavender sculpture of her own. It looks sad, and the other half is open, revealing the burnt side of her head. The nose guard you see kind of crests down to nearly the mouth and then up and back, which from the side profile gives the appearance of a crescent moon.
I lean extensively to try to make eye contact with Roland and be like,
There's two of you.
Roland is...
Mom, really?
I want to check to see if I would realize that it's his mom.
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check.
He's not on a bone dragon, and we discussed this.
12.
It's a 12?
Probably don't.
It's an enamel face mask, and the other half is very burnt, so maybe.
On the bone dragon.
I love the outfit.
Probably
It's just a good look.
Look, cat.
Fenric's
Where's
like,
the dragon? Yeah.
He
You look
said
sick!
It's like taking notes. Like I have like a little magazine of like all my favorite looks. It's like it's just all the sick armor
You
that
know
I've
what that's
seen.
called?
Yes.
You know what that's called? Is a lookbook. That's a thing.
Of course,
It's a
there's a
term.
term for that.
yeah.
I don't know why I didn't
He calls it
assume
his Pinterest.
Yep. And the
Um,
board is set to private, but like he'll show it to you if you want.
It's in that closet. That's just like another room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a
All
big
magazine
suite.
pages.
It's a
It's a
big
pin-
suite.
Pin.
It's a
folks.
pin board.
Oh
Yeah.
my
It's
goodness.
just-
It's your dream
It's
board. There you
a
go.
cork board that you just kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Kin to. Anyway,
She steps forward and says, Our scouting mission of the City of Brass and the Plain of Fire was very successful. We believe that with a quick and decisive strike, we could bring the heart of the city itself into the fold. They do not seem to be aware of the planar situation from what our scouts could tell, and we, as stated before, would wager probably a 90% success rate if we were to attack within the next fortnight. Dab.
did she say dab?
No, I did. That was John.
That was Fortnite. That.
Uh-huh.
She's sweating a little bit.
Have you heard of Fortnite?
I still don't
It's like-
quite understand what it is.
Okay,
I mean, I know it's a game.
No, it's like
Kelly,
2 weeks.
I love you.
Well, I know what a
10
fortnight
days.
is. Like the actual fortnight, but like,
This is
We'll
the
tell
worst.
it- we'll tell you
tangent
when
we've
you're
been
older.
on.
right.
We'll talk about it later, Kelly.
Fiona
Okay.
nods. Says, very well. Take what troops you need, and when you are finished, we will look to the next task. She bows, steps back, and next item on the agenda, says Bhaal, is the denizens of Keenlow have requested a return passage back home. We have sent emissaries to their segment of the city to explain the situation. Some of them do wish to return, however. And as Fiona kind of looks to this nervous-looking group of like dwarves and gnomes and elves and humans kind of seated among the large contingent on the benches, she stands and looks them over like an uncomfortably long amount of time, just clearly fucking with them, sort of impressed that like you you don't get to make demands. And she says, we have explained the situation to you. Your world has been marked for destruction. Not by us, but by another force. That's why all these people are here. That's why all of you are being held here for safety. If you have further questions, if you continue to press, we will return the troublemakers of you home. You can die with the rest of your world. And she sits back down. Belial stands again and says, third order of business, we have visiting from another plane, Mr. Desmond,
Present.
and a Mr. Bhaal. To discuss
really early.
interplanar complaints, the destruction of the planar system, and I see here as well we have 2 minor notations which say toilet paper too rough and the scribes need a raise. Gentlemen.
Man of the people.
And the butts.
I step forward, so I'm kind of in the center, and I just like stare at Bhaal as I like walk forward. And the only process that's going through my head right now is Bhaal.
Looking between the two of them. Got it written on your hands. They're all smudged.
Oh no.
Yeah, you sweat through. You sweat it.
They're
all
smudged and
over
it looks the exact same.
Yeah.
It's B smudge L.
What does that mean?
The
Left and bite?
The A's could be anywhere.
I may be a simple country elephant.
So the scribes aren't getting paid enough.
We'll get to that in a moment, please. More of the interplanar discussion, Mr. Desmond.
The destruction is bad. I guess thanks for saving some of my people.
You're welcome.
Appreciated. But if one of these planes doesn't get destroyed, do the people get to go back?
That remains to be seen as a possibility. Every plane that's been collected here has been attacked by some force of some kind and has disappeared from the planar system.
While she says that, I'm just staring at Bhaal. Like, what?
He looks like a man on a beach with a big fancy drink in his hand. He is cool as a cucumber. Smirking very, very...
Cool?
Yes, he's on a beach. He's got it. No, he does have a tiki cup in his hand.
It's a pina
He's wearing a
colada.
coconut bra.
Fan art, please.
Do you know who is causing these interplanar destructions?
We don't know the root of the problem, however. Bhaal here has informed the court.
This is totally
Pulls out a flask.
Oh my goodness.
Bhaal has informed this court in private chambers of the crisis which is plaguing the system of the worlds that we live in. He has informed us that his brothers Bane and Merkul personally are responsible for the deaths of several dozen planes. He has proposed... Well, why don't you tell them what you've proposed, Bhaal? And he moves forward. I would say stepped, but he just floats forward. Thank you. It is of my opinion that if we were to use the forces at hand that you have assembled several warriors from mighty planes from across the universe, that we could potentially gather them all into one single strike force and attack my brother Bane. All you would need to do is get me and some of your finest fighters through the doorway, and would be able to put a stop to him. None of you, no offense, are powerful enough to stop him. But I am.
I feel like I'm having an aneurysm.
What seems to be the problem, friend? Are you all right?
It feels like I feel like you said something similar before you destroyed my world.
Destroyed your world? I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you were there. I was there. You don't remember that you came in and then...
I once traveled with my brothers to Jotunheim, yes. However, I personally didn't destroy anything.
I feel like you did.
This is a splitting.
Would you like to make an insight check?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I kind of want to do that too.
Sure, go ahead.
9.
19.
15. You seem as earnest.
Who's Ernest?
I love that guy.
Ernest P. Oral. I don't see what you could possibly gain from turning on your brothers.
I simply wish to save the plains, my friend.
Still seems like bullshit. Sorry for the cuss.
In hell.
The court.
Someone from the crowd.
They have lines.
They may be demons, but they're not monsters.
Your Highness, I
Sailors.
don't know where this gentleman's getting his information, but I have myself never been responsible for the destruction of a plane. My brothers have collected several dozen, as you are aware, and as I came here to tell you. And since I have arrived here, I've been nothing but a good guest, I would say, spending my time in my quarters and only calling upon you when you were available to speak on these matters. I don't know where these accusations come from. You are aware Jotunheim is one of the fragments in your city. I had no hand in its destruction.
Did you intend to say that aloud?
No one knows it came from me.
I'm standing right next to you.
What? Did you just say collected?
Where did you get snacks?
Yes.
Wait, so they're not just... Your brothers aren't destroying the worlds?
No, as I told her ladyship, the planes are being collected for some nefarious purpose. I have no idea what it could possibly be, but they sort of collapse the planes in on themselves and hold them in a stasis of some kind.
People of the court, I'm done addressing Bhaal.
Turn your back on. Okay, go ahead and make a general charisma check.
Oh, nope. Is that a 9 or a 6? That's a 9. Plus charisma? That's a 12.
12? Okay. You kind of like turn the wrong way at first, and then like you go to pivot and you like stop facing no one, and then you catch yourself and turn to the.
See, but
the
that's
courtiers.
what caught my heart.
Yes, it's like, oh, he's just an. You could get a beer with him.
He's an average guy.
Listen, I'm just an average guy.
Who happens to be an elephant.
He seems like an average guy. Like you could get a beer with him.
Yeah.
I would like to propose to the people here, Your Highness, Your other Highness, that Bhaal is here simply as an emissary to produce false hope for your city, your plane. This is yet another plane that is simply one that they wish to take. And the fact that you have a plane that contains small fragments, missing portions of the planes removed by them, that they want to therefore complete their collection.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
21.
Right. You definitely seem to get the crowd murmuring among themselves, and they seem to question this strange traveler from another world. And you, those of you sitting among them, you definitely just overhear them saying, why would he turn against his brothers? That doesn't make any sense. And they just are just throwing spaghetti at the wall, hypothesizing why this would possibly be going on. And Fierna kind of sits quietly for a moment and leans forward, and she says, there is not enough conclusive evidence, I would say, to give either of you the power that you seek to have or take away from the other. So I will muse on this and give you my ruling at a later date.
Can my visa be extended? Then my visa expires this afternoon.
I will give you my decision by midnight.
I know, I think it ends at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. isn't really the afternoon.
It is afternoon.
It is afternoon, technically.
I will extend your leave in my realm until my decision has been made.
Oh, well, that's nice of you. Thank you.
She nods.
Or not nice of... I don't know what persona you wanna... So the toilet paper is... it's very thin. It's uncomfortable. And there should be better wages for the scribes. They work really hard. They provide a bunch of good service. I got this map.
I hold up the map that I got.
Go ahead and make another persuasion check.
Does it get advantage
Nope.
for his visual aid?
That's a hot 8.
This is hell, and TP-wise, we get what we get. And the scribes are paid an adequate amount.
All right. Well, I tried, I guess.
In the stands, you see Scribe Kalas, and he's
He was so happy.
He's got a bunch of other scribes around him. They all just look like different iterations of the same very old tiefling.
Are you insinuating that all of the scribes in hell are clones of an original scribe?
Maybe.
Bum, bum, bum.
Side quest.
Main
quest. Yeah.
Desmond, as you kind of take your leave from the floor, you get a pretty good applause from the denizens for your speech and your concerns on behalf of their plane.
I can't do it myself personally, and can't do it, but you put your and you do loud whistle. I do that for Desmond.
After a moment, Belial stands like, all right.
It's friendship,
Enough.
man.
Next on the agenda,
Question.
we have... Oh, yes.
What is Bhaal doing?
Make a perception check.
Nat 20.
Ooh!
He is peeing his pants.
Positively bouncing.
+0.
+0. Okay, it's nat 20. All right. You see just for a second, not even a full second, the facade just crack. You just see the big fake smile, the kindly concerned energy that he's trying to put out. You see it twitch downward just for like a second, and then he recovers himself.
Cool.
Up next we have an Ira with concerns about the avian life in Flethagos. And following that, concerns on prison reform.
It was like an hour ago. I already forgot about it.
I'm glad I took notes, or I would have forgotten.
Right. And I'll go forward, I guess.
All right. I'll look into that.
I lean forward like.
As everyone's clapping, I leaned over and was like, "Man, I'd hate to be the one who follows him."
Ira.
Not realizing it was
avian
you.
life
Oh, great.
and prison reform. Yes, please address the question.
I think that there should be birds. That's the alien thing. Is all that it might freshen the place up. And that perhaps we could do some crossbreeding and do something that really withstands the heats and
I was a fucking bird.
Is that in character?
Shut up! Scream it to the audience. I meant
Maybe some cross.
with other birds.
Hey, you have wings. Jury's still out.
Yeah, we're still unclear on whether or not you were a bird.
Belial. All right, enough from the denizens of the court. They will behave themselves. We all know that everything with wings is birds. Now continue, please.
Question, does he have wings?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Alright, so I feel like that one's pretty much settled.
Fiona has been giving you this, like, what the actual fuck
I am
are
like
you
Your
talking-
face the whole
I
time
am
was so
visibly
good.
drunk. I just want everyone to know that. Like, not. I mean, I'm clearly trying to like keep it under wraps a little bit.
Like,
Yes.
we're talking inside DC of 0 here.
You
Yeah.
just have to look.
Yes.
The prison reform thing. That's more personal.
As opposed to fucking a
Which is not
Guards,
personal.
restrain him.
It's just about crossbreeding.
Someone comes up and just like puts a hand on
There's
his
just
mouth.
big, just hulking
I am
demon
just
just.
saying that
I just
birds could be made to withstand lava and things. I cannot withstand lava personally, so I would not be the optimal.
So if someone else wants to do it for
But
me.
if someone originally from a plane like this would love to participate, then I would not judge, obviously. The prison thing, though. I think that it's a little absurd how if you want to leave, you can't leave. And if you do leave, then you have to come back. Why don't we just let people leave?
We all report to our superior somewhere down the line. Ira. I report to Asmodeus. You report to your liege lord, whoever they may be. It's all a long line leading to the top, or in this case, the bottom.
Well, yes, but why put all the effort into keeping someone there who doesn't want to be there?
Someone
It's a waste
goes
of
around.
resources. Waste of resources.
Yeah, she's talking like it's strange. Like the rest of you can like hear it as like a whisper from another room, but you can hear it very clearly. Make a quick charisma check for me.
13?
13. Okay. You hear that voice kind of focused on you. She says, the last time someone went asking questions like that, they lost their hold on their entire realm. And another upstart got put in their place. You may know that's how the Vistas came into his power, because Garyon started asking questions about freedom. And I don't want to see good devils and demons relegated to the sludgy flesh piles that roam the city because they asked the wrong question. And then, like, the room kind of, like, lightens back up again, and you're able to kind of, like, you hear just the murmuring among the people around you. So, any other questions? She nods and she, like, you can tell she feels a little bit bad for you. Like, there's a genuine hint of that there. But it's just sort of it's not something I can do anything about. I'm sorry. That goes up to down to the guy in Nessus.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to the audience.
Alright, your way back. At this point, you kind of see some merchants of Flethagos begin to make their way up to the stand, and like you start hearing complaints about like these damn drow soldiers have depleted our wares.
That's a nice motion that you're doing.
These damn drow soldiers, and you're like just looking directly at the drow. Depleting our stores, masturbating everywhere.
That's illegal.
It's a condition.
It's a sleepwalking condition.
But you get the idea that the court is beginning to kind of unfurl into the more pedestrian topics. Use of taxes, repairs being made on the city, additions to other chunks of the city that will be forthcoming in the next weeks or months. What would you all like to do?
I'm keeping an eye on Bhaal straight up.
As this conversation begins to sort of like veer off into the more mundane topics, you see him stand and like watch for maybe the first 2 or 3 people, and then he begins to make his way slowly through the crowd and out the main doors.
I give chase.
Are you running, or are you?
I mean, I stand out. I don't feel like I can do this sneakily, so I'm just kind of like
in a room full of devils.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like be like and shrug and follow.
Are you like? Are you just following him, or are you like sprinting after him?
Following.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I also am following, but I'm being sneaky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those
I'm
of you
gonna
who
follow
are
Desmond, not sneakily.
I normally announce I'm gonna say, "Oh, I need another snack," and I get up and leave as well.
I'm following Bhaal. I'm not following Desmond.
Okay. He seems to be making no efforts to conceal himself or where he is going. Go ahead and make stealth checks, those of you who are following being stealthy.
Well,
Hot 4.
All right.
I'll do it because I kind of like deception ask. I guess I'm trying to pretend that I'm not like following him.
Okay.
Wow.
So I should make a deception or stealth check.
First deception, then stealth.
Okay.
I'm drunk, so no one is like. It's not
Paying attention to you?
No, so like I can't even try to be silly.
I know, but
all right.
People will be like, "Oh, that guy's drunk."
That guy's drunk. Where is he going? I don't care. He's drunk.
That's my stealth check.
Oh!
Hey, you did
You
better
loudly
than me.
look like you're not going the right way.
Fantastic.
You did better than
Clomp,
me.
clomp, clomp,
you guys are like all kind of making your way out, and like you all have different ideas about the best way to stealthily exit this building, except Desmond, who is just kind of like single-mindedly just walking down the hall, and you all just converge in a big crash in the center of the hall, knocking over a brazier filled with hot coals, which sort of skitters across the floor, and you see someone go, "Hey!"
I just like cross my hands and I just lay on the ground like, fuck it.
Because of course.
I reach down, grab the crossed hands like a handle, and keep walking.
So everyone's really close by right now.
The four of you are together right now.
Um,
Aurora and Roland, what do you guys do?
I was heading out as well.
Okay.
I rolled a 21.
Okay.
I
You guys see nothing.
Roland's in the wind.
I am also going to leave the court, but I am not going to be following Bhaal.
Okay.
I'm
Where would
going
you
to
like
break
to go?
off.
Ooh, solo-mish.
I'm going to go back to the library.
Okay.
Bye.
That's
But I kind of want to.
get
But I
your
want
cigar.
to.
Sneakily leaving for the library.
I'm going to sneakily leave in the sense that I don't want them to know that I broke off.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
You were sitting right next to us, right?
all
I
left
mean,
before
I
she
was in
did.
the crowd, but I wasn't really next to you guys. So for stealth,
I had a really good deception roll. I was really selling
that would be
the
17.
snacks.
17. Okay. What are the four of your guys' passive perceptions? I assume none of them are 17.
No,
17.
mine is
Yes, it's
17.
okay.
Yep.
Wait, but
Same.
she's drunk though. Or Ira's drunk though.
drunk though.
You see
Iris
two
is-
Auroras.
Wow, that was a personal attack. And an Ira.
Your character's drunk.
Yeah, but John, she's drunk.
Yeah, but John.
Your Honor!
I will say that, like, you get a glance of
I'm kidding.
probably Aurora, like
I would
walking
not.
past
I
you
would
all.
not react to it. I think in the same
Sure.
way as if I were sober.
Oh,
Probably
fucking
with the
yell
same
it.
alarm.
You
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Roland, with your stealth check, I will say that you are not in the middle of this clatter, so like Aurora does not even like pass you because you are actually stealthing and following.
God. What is it like?
I say to everyone as
It's nice.
they kind of smashing around me.
Yeah, I love
And
that.
lay on the ground?
I love that terminology.
Yeah, smash.
As the smash pile
Smash
goes on and
around you.
Yes.
We might not have much time. I don't know if Bhaal will actually wait until the ruling later today. He might actually take action earlier.
What would that be?
From what I remember,
Yeah.
just kind of like the world being destroyed, like kind of hard to remember. I got pushed into a teleportation circle pretty quickly.
Does he need to be anywhere?
He was near the heart of our
Okay,
Of
so
our
the middle.
plane.
Where's the middle?
well, we're on the 4th floor out of
Of-
9,
of
so that's
what?
roughly the middle.
Of hell.
Oh. Well, this is one plane.
Well,
Go ahead and make an Arcana check. Those of you who are trying to discern the heart of hell.
sure.
It's money, isn't it?
Cool sentence.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
So I feel like I know what the fuck is up.
Venture capitalism is the
Yeah,
7.
capitalism.
7.
15?
22.
22. 15?
15.
Okay.
That's a shit roll, Tanner.
Fenric, you have a decent idea that it must rest with one of the
I'm fucking
devils
stoked.
of hell.
I'm like, dude, I remembered something.
You two would know that the heart of hell definitely lays in Nessus with Asmodeus.
Right. Which is mine.
Which is the smallest of the 9 hells, layers of the 9 hells, but it also sits over the abyssal plane.
It's like the
itself.
capital.
Yes.
Of
It is
hells.
like
Yeah.
you do not go to Nessus unless you are invited to Nessus. It is the inner sanctum.
It's the tip of the.
Yeah, it's the
Funnel.
Is it 9?
The funnel, and
Yes.
then the
Okay.
bucket underneath is abyss.
Yep.
And then that's where we pee.
The abyss.
Like the
abyss.
coins going around. New.
The plane of the abyss.
The museum.
But that was some good sound effects there. I just want to say, that's exactly what it sounds like.
We will
Let's go to the space museum.
say that the four of you are
Clunkily.
Being
following
dragged.
and, yeah,
I lift you up and I carry you on my arms. and stuff.
I put my arms around your neck.
Wait, we're in a funnel. I feel like I missed something.
We're not.
Okay.
Hell is a funnel.
Oh, well, that I knew.
get back to the five of you in just a moment.
Okay, cool.
Aurora, you have pretty easily made your way back to the Chimerian Archive. The Archivist Terrane smiles and says, "Welcome back.
Well, thank you.
What can I do for you?"
I don't know. I just left the court. Have you been to the court before?
Once or twice early on when we arrived here, yes, I was not to my liking, per se, but I learned a lot about the local systems.
I think I am experiencing a very similar thought. I didn't like it, but there is something about this plane that's so intriguing. And this was the first place I went, and I just sort of found myself coming back.
Knowledge has a way of drawing those who seek it to it. Your other friend has been here all day, and she nods over her shoulder, and you can see Theon at this point has spread notes up into the wall, and it's just
Oh my God,
red
this is-
threads.
yes.
He's the
Yes.
Charlie Day. Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe Sylvia.
Did he say what he's doing?
He's been asking a lot of questions about interplanar magic, things like that. He kind of lost me there. That's not really my major.
And not my minor either.
Yeah,
It was like an elective.
It was like I took it once and I didn't go to class.
He's very involved with all of that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Theon just bangs on the back of his chair and he's like, "Can I get another cup of coffee?"
Oh my God.
He certainly has been in the middle of all of the planar shifts and sort of the bigger picture of what's going on here. That's still a little unclear, but anyways.
Yes, I'm sorry. Was there something I could help you find?
No, not specifically. Now, what part of the city do you live in?
My apartments are, apartments, my lodgings. We live in large apartment complexes sort of throughout the earthen realm here. And they're just a few blocks away. I don't have to walk too far back and forth.
And are there other Genasi?
Oh yes. You'll find within our sector, you'll find several Earth Genasi. There are some Air Genasi on the southern part of town as well. Some other elementals in Jinn folk within the city, since they've been shifted here.
I was, I was raised and grew up in an area that really had none. I was the only one, and it's just fascinating to me that there are so many here.
It is, even as someone who grew up in the Earth plane, it is interesting to see our cousins from the airplane walking around.
Oh no!
Oops.
Oh.
Started the sentence and I realized I was gonna have to.
From the airplane.
From the airplane.
I have just
Metal dragon.
Every time we keep saying plane, I actually picture an airplane for like
Yeah.
The
5
plane of
seconds.
hell.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Airplane.
oh, there's a bunch of snakes on this plane. Ooh. I want to make that joke like 5 times. It's just like,
But yes, they're good people. You should definitely take the time to meet them. You'll find the cultures vary from plane to plane, but at heart we're all very connected to our element.
Well, technically my visa only lasts until about 9 p.m. tonight. Specifically.
Yes.
But
Sorry to hear that.
is there any way to extend it? Extend the visas? I mean, how do you guys? You were brought here.
Yeah,
must
we
have
were-
been
we were
issued
brought
something.
here. I mainly think that those systems are in place for people who are a bit more well-traveled regularly when they come into the city. If you were to ask for an extension of some kind from them, or perhaps if you worked in the research for the library itself, we've had a few people kind of show up late to the game, and they were able to sort of get recommended to stay on as researchers for the Chimerian Archive itself.
This is an amazing library.
It is, isn't it?
Is there any area of the library I can look into, you know, how to do that, or maybe you could show me?
Sure, yeah, absolutely, I could do that. Kind of like leads you back to the large legal section that looks like only one set of hands has touched it in the last 100 years.
So dusty.
It looks like Ira's hands.
cheesy 74 is starts to
You're in the law section.
That's
There
fair.
was a very, very long section about your hands in one
Yes.
episode.
Yeah. What?
I
There
remember because
was.
you have those brass knuckles that say Ira doth
Yeah, that's true. I do have that.
canonically. Yeah.
But there's like the last one is an exclamation point because otherwise it's not enough letters.
Yeah, it's Ira doth.
Doth. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
This is not canonical. I'm just
Totally normal.
saying garbage.
No one goes to the
Nor-
law section.
Normal knuckle tattoos.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
You know the kind. But she kind of gives you a general walkthrough, and as you guys are sitting there, a few other archivists come and make their way through. You do see an Air Genasi, you see another Earth Genasi, just sort of passing by together as they are collecting large books and compiling research. You see the odd elf make their way through, and
That guy.
that guy.
That odd,
Very
that-
odd elf.
I was just studying candy canes when you place them into an arcane energy for a suspended amount of time.
What's the
Wahoo!
deal with all these books?
Am I right? Barnes and Noble, more like Barnes and Nobel. I don't know what that means. Bye!
Oh my goodness.
That's my former employer. You're gonna get this.
He's the quirky one.
Yeah, the Miranda is Miranda quirky? No, it's a Samantha. That's what I meant to do. Sorry. It's the Samantha.
Yeah, but-
She's
Yeah, she does spend some time walking you through the process to get approved. She's very, very helpful in giving you the details you would require to do so. The rest of you, in one way or another, are following Bhaal through the streets. He doesn't go very far from the Charred Hall. He walks maybe 3 or 4 blocks away, and you see this low-walled in, what looks to be you would probably gather the royal apartments. You see 4 large rectangular segments with one hall kind of running down the center. And you see 4 or 5 guards kind of like patrolling. The walls are stone and covered with a white spiky vine that creeps up the sides of the metal trellises. The walls are about 12 feet tall, and you see thick red glass windows kind of obscuring the inside of the apartments themselves. What would you like to do? Bhaal walks very casually in, gives a nod to one of the guards standing post at the door, and disappears inside.
What are we going to do?
Search for a back door.
Oh no, you're just going through the front.
Roland is no longer there.
Yeah.
That's why I say that.
Roland has found
Someone in the
back
distance.
door.
A crow caws.
Hello, I am a devil.
Are you practicing? What is
I'm just saying we could do that act.
Okay.
I can.
I'm a devil rar.
What? Okay.
Totally reasonable. Right now.
What? Are we going to fight him in his
Talk
house?
to him.
Yes.
What if it talk to him?
He seems like someone who
It's pathetic. It's so
Likes-
annoying me because Fenric is so short.
I know. I have to
your feet
banging on the
aren't
floor.
yeah.
No, they aren't, but I'm working
You're
not to. I'm
really jacking that arm up to make
Yeah.
sure.
They're swinging.
So your knees
they're
are
about
above
to.
your head.
Yep.
That's great.
There's also a dog.
Oh my goodness.
He pokes his head out and you just sweat.
A portrait.
My blind spots are here and
Yeah.
here.
You should be able to hit things in those.
Don't worry, I'm only 5 feet tall.
but Bhaal seems like a very cocky individual.
What, he
Aren't
might
we
let,
all?
something slip?
Maybe. I think
He brag?
yeah, maybe, but
Do we know anybody like that?
I've never met
Bhaal?
Bhaal.
That's true. It's also a cocky person in my life, I was going to say. But it was a little joke, so don't worry about it.
I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
We're not actually considering
You
fighting.
see-
Whoa!
Sorry, I found the back door.
I mentioned back doors in
You
your
can't.
theater.
You all do not understand. You cannot take on a god right now, right? You understand this.
Says who?
Me.
Well,
I know
Well,
gods.
Who died and made you in charge of what we can
Roland
and can't
talked
do?
to a
I am
god.
the only one that's.
Minor
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, but he didn't try to kill it.
You don't know that. It's very a Roland
I'm
thing to
not
do.
gonna
That's
try
fair.
and kill Bhaal.
I think we must talk to him, pretend we
Is
are
that true?
subservient.
Not right now.
Okay, I was gonna have them make insight checks.
No.
Wait, the truth or...
Subservient to...
Bhaal and his agenda.
I will not.
Pretend it's a.
Nope.
It's a, I will pretend. Then you may stand
go
outside.
right ahead, and I will not.
Fantastic.
I'm just gonna walk up to the door and be like, "Howdy, sir."
It's fine. We'll just be in the
Greetings.
back. And you
Desmond
can be
is
my
a
arm
short-term.
Okay.
He does
Pleasure.
not.
No. Ryan is a short term.
I open the door.
No, like
He
literally.
holds
arm
out
candy.
the spear, not like this, but just holds it up as if, whoa, hold on. I'm sorry. Are you one of those permitted to be staying in this annex at this time?
Oh,
We just want to
yes.
talk. I'm behind him.
Sorry, this is.
I'm sorry, I can't allow you in unless you have express permission from the party you wish to speak to, or Fiona herself.
Yeah, we're here on honeymoon.
We are here on
We're on honeymoon.
the end, Desmond.
Aurora and I here. Sorry, we got a little day drunk on our honeymoon.
Yes,
I
always.
wanted to come back for a quick power nap.
Oh no!
Us from far away, like,
Like this?
More like a power bottom nap. Am I
I was fucking thinking the exact same
I flip
thing.
you off behind my back.
You were behind him.
What is your name?
But I'm
so
still
right? My name, which I will now tell it to you.
Yes, that's how this usually works.
Desmond. What is your name, good sir?
My name? Me?
Yeah.
No one ever asks my name.
I know, but same for me. I was surprised.
Can we hear this conversation?
Liam.
Liam.
Yes.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Liam.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to meet you as well, sir.
Yes. Well, I guess we best be getting going to bed then.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Power Where I'm like snickering, dying.
Not one.
I am sorry, sir, but you are not one of the four named parties on residence, so I unfortunately cannot allow you in.
Oh. Well.
Why did I let you do the talk?
How much does it cost for a room?
It's not an inn, it is assigned apartments for honored guests of here.
I'm gonna step in between Desmond and this fucker.
His name's Liam.
Excuse me, Liam.
Yes.
We have been a little untruthful this entire time. We want to speak to Bhaal about our potential mutual interests, I would say.
Does he like stitching?
Anything you have to address Bhaal, you can always do it in court or catch him.
I think that he would rather have this in person.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Or deception, I guess.
13.
13. Insight. I don't know if that is true. But you seem like people.
That actually seems
person.
incorrect.
I'm entirely a person.
If you are quick about it and you are back out quickly,
Absolutely.
I will be listening for Bhaal, and if I hear him shout, I have to remove you. But
absolutely,
if you are quick about it, then you may go.
Okay. All right.
And I grab Desmond and I'm gonna go in.
Two of you walk in.
Grab him by his nose.
That seems weirdly violent and sexual.
The
more the sexual part, honestly.
It's too violent and sexual.
Wink.
It's a shoulder.
I pictured more of like you grab his nose and then he is an elephant, and it makes like a elephant noise.
Like cute
we don't know what the psychosexual ramifications of being an elephant man are. We just don't know.
Ryan.
Could
you expound on that, please?
Grabbing noses.
How does it feel? Is the nose a penis?
No, the nose is not either. It feels uncomfortable. It's a nose.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever grabbed your nose before? It's not nice.
I don't know. I'm not an elephant, Ryan.
Yeah, well.
The two of you are in a hallway.
We're in a hallway and we're bickering, which seems right for newlyweds.
You made it one step of the door and then stopped to argue. Looking ahead, you can see that there are 4 doors, unguarded.
I've got you
1, 2, 3, 4, ahead of you. Which door would you like to go into?
Now it is your turn.
I knock on a door. The first one on the left.
First one on the left.
We're going to pretend like we're having sex in any one of these rooms that we're in. Do you understand that, right? It's our cover.
As you open the door on the left, you just open it.
God damn it.
Is it? No, I knock and I wait for a response.
Okay, you hear a
He's not
voice
a
say,
savage.
come in.
Sorry, wrong room.
You hear steps approaching the door, and you see a like a blue-green tiefling gentleman with like a very neatly trimmed goatee poke his head through the door, and he says, "I'm sorry, what was that? I'm a little hard of hearing."
I said I'm here to notify you of someone who is living in this building.
Sex offenders.
There's a gentleman by the name of Bhaal who is currently residing in this residence, and he is planning to destroy your plane of existence.
What the fuck? This is not what we agreed on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
That is 13.
That's concerning, to say the least, but that seems a little far-fetched, don't you think, sir?
Yes.
Well, just maybe like talk to some people who were at court today and hear what they think.
Certainly. Make a perception check for me, Desmond and Ira.
20.
Okay.
Also,
2.
20.
22. Okay.
Shameful.
You both, like, despite the door not being open very far, you can see the imagery on this tiefling's robes. It's like copper and green, and he has the image of a flail emblazoned in shiny copper metallic fabric on his chest, which, Ira, I will just say outright, is the symbol of Glacia. Fiance of,
Yeah, that's the fiance.
This is the royal suite.
That is the royal suite.
Wait, so that's Glacia right in front of us?
But it's not Glacia, no. This is a small tiefling gentleman.
Okay. I thought it was just like...
Are you doing this like
right in front of the door?
No.
Sorry, I am just simply one of her traveling companions. I keep her appointments and things like that.
Manservant. Or when they, and then I around my hip where no one can see it in the door.
Anyways, if you could please let I have a hard time with the Glacia. That Bhaal is present and not very nice. I'm sorry to disturb you.
Yes, of course. Thank you for letting me know. I'll look into it.
All right.
Once the door is closed, I'm going to say, we are not going to get anywhere saying that Bhaal is not very nice when we are looking for Bhaal, and we are under the guise that we are looking to parlay with him.
Well, wait, we're going to parlay with...
We're not, but we're trying to find him.
I thought I would just do a real quick, notification to, the people, like I did at court, and kind of,
He sucks, yes, I know.
Yeah. Word of mouth is probably the
most
effective form of advertisement.
Which door would you guys like to go to next? You'll check the front left door as you enter.
I am just saying that I think that...
Fine, you lead this next conversation.
Fuck. I will make a confession to you, Desmond. I have to piss. It's bad. So I make no promises about this. And I'll go up to the third.
The third door. Back left, back right, or front right?
front right?
Front right.
Fine.
All right. So you open the front. Yes, front right door. You
I was
see.
like,
You
yeah.
don't even knock, you just open it.
You are immediately just battered in the face with heat and the smell of raw meat.
Well, fuck.
This is the sex
This
room.
is a murder room.
I Ira, do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay. This room is difficult to see into as it looks like a large tarp has kind of been drawn across the window that would cast the red light in here.
Gross. Oh god, I just watched you. This is not great.
I just thought you were going to say it's challenging. It has
See,
challenging
thick-
material inside.
Thick hide mats cover the floor, which look to be pretty covered in dried blood and gore. Only thin lines of red light peek past the drape, which obscures the window. And laying on a large bed, snoring, you see a vicious-looking demon of some kind.
Of some kind. I don't recognize. It's hard for me to say. Can I roll for it?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Motherfucker, it was almost an 18. It's gonna be a 7 instead.
7. At best, you get the description of this creature, which is just like thick, muscular forearms with big claws,
It's fine, I'm drunk.
large, pointed tusks jutting from the lower jaw, just 2 eyes that like occasionally like one like blinks open slightly and then closes.
Okay.
It's a big, nasty-looking boy.
Do not like that boy. I'm gonna slowly close the door. That is a bad news for me. So we should only go in there if all the other options kind of run out.
What do you mean, a bad news room?
Just trust me. I'm a native. Trust me.
Alright, well, I'll trust you.
Thank you.
I'm a sex professional.
I am a professional sex worker. Please trust me.
During this time, I've now quickly sketched on a piece of paper a picture of Bhaal and a thing that just says,
Have you seen
warning,
Kismet?
warning, dangerous person.
Go make a performance check.
Oh, good. Oh, this
It's usually
again.
like your map. Yep.
It's actually pretty good. You said performance?
Yeah.
So it looks more like the thing than the last thing.
19? It's a pretty good likeness. Like,
Desmond, you are getting better.
I slide it under the door.
which door?
The demon.
The demon
one that
door
we just
that-
went through.
Oh,
He's
no!
a fucking idiot.
It's a piece of paper.
Alright. Are you guys doing anything outside?
Just waiting.
Just waiting.
Was that backdoor thing real, Roland?
No, there's no back door.
Oh, dang it.
Did you look?
Did you guys even look?
I mean, I guess I would have circled the building during the first conversation.
There is no back door.
Okay, yeah, there's no back door.
Well, I guess we might as well wait then, because we'll do the thing where we go around the other side just in time for them to come out the front side, and that's one of those.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
Alright. Ira and Desmond. Back left, back right.
Back left.
Back
Left.
left. Alright, as you open the back left door, you can see a set of armor being cleaned. Very, very similar to the one that you saw the Queen of the Drow wearing in the court. It's being cleaned by a very young male Drow, maybe 12 years old. And as you open the door, like, he like looks up like at you and is like panicking.
Hello. You're fine. Don't panic.
Hello, my name's Desmond.
This is Desmond.
I'm from the local community, and
Peter.
and I'm here to notify
You're
you.
assassins, aren't you?
I laugh
Listen,
out loud.
child, an assassin would be better than this.
Maybe you're just messing with me.
No, they're fucking idiots.
The person who is messing with you is Bhaal.
Do you know where Bhaal is? Which room is he? Is he in this room?
Across the hall.
Which, can you be a little more specific?
The only door across the hall.
The only door across the
I like this kid.
Okay, you are fantastic, and I love you.
I-
Close the door in your face!
I open the door back up and I stick my head in and I was like, where are your parents? I need to give them literature.
I don't know who they are.
Oh.
Well, now you've made it sad.
Super villain origin story. This
kid.
experience.
When I was a
child.
young boy, an elephant man and an incubus scared me.
Scared
I
straight.
was just trying
By
to do my
Ira.
job.
I was just trying to clean some armor. Yeah, I just work cleaning the queen's armor and testing her food and drink and things like that. You know,
Oh.
that's just sort of what I do.
All right. Well, you let the. I mean, the queen already heard my message. Does the queen stay here?
Don't ask him that. We don't need the queen.
I know. I'm just curious.
Also, we need to hurry. I need to piss. I told you.
Oh, sorry. Can we use your bathroom?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with a disadvantage.
That is amazing.
Ooh, that's not good.
God. 15 total.
You guys really don't want me to run upstairs and pee during the middle of this, do you?
Leave Desmond alone.
Okay, but be quick if you want to.
Okay, I guess Ira's gonna go to pee. Jesus.
I'm
gonna
going to
go pee as well.
sit down with the young
I just
boy.
wanted to watch this.
You
It's
see
like-
him like go back to cleaning the armor and is like very obviously eyeing like a dagger that's like sitting nearby and is just cleaning some armor. La, la, la.
So what do you know about the guy who lives across the hall currently?
Don't talk to him. Keep my head down and do my job. That's what I do.
How long has he been there?
Longer than me.
How good of a detective is this kid?
You get the
Boy detective.
Boy, not so much.
Boy defective.
You sure are good at cleaning that armor.
Thank you.
Wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi style.
Put wax on armor.
What do you put on it? I also don't wear armor.
Well, I clean it off with just sort of like water, and then I dry it, and then I oil the joints in the armor and things like that so that it can kind of move freely, and then I put the leather treatment on for the jerkin beneath, and I oil the chain armor as well to avoid the rust. And
You're a very knowledgeable young man.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm very happy that. Do you enjoy this work? I guess. I'm probably testing for poison, not so great, but.
I don't really. Make another persuasion check.
So as Tanner, I'm completely aware of what a jerkin is.
Yeah.
But when like in context, like caught off guard, I was
Yeah.
just like, what?
That's a fun word.
Persuasion. 23.
Do you know how Drow society works?
Nope, not at all. I met my first drow very recently. His name's Roland. He's a nice guy.
Is he though?
Actually, pretty crappy.
Look, it's a matriarchy. However, the matriarchy answers to the goddess Lolth, or at least they did before the new queen took over, and the society deems in the Drow world that the men are lower than the women in a very literal way, where we are sort of just like cleaners, construction work. We do kind of the general odd tasks like this, and the female population is sort of in charge of everything else. They're the warriors and the leaders and things like that. And it's gotten better recently. There used to be a lot lot more sacrificing. Now there's not. So we've gotta win. Finally, a win for the men.
Welcome back, Desmond. I'm back.
I put a hand on you come back from the bathroom. I have a hand on the young boy's shoulder, and I just say the words, "Men's lives matter."
I haven't heard that.
Thanks. Well,
Not in hell.
bye.
Take care. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Do you have children?
He's just like sweating.
I like stick out a hand.
Not Jimmy.
Smithers. He's lying.
All right, Smithers, and I give him a wink.
Guys, step out. Like you hear the door like cautiously close, and then you hear as it locks up behind you.
What's your experience with children, Desmond?
I was one once.
I suppose we all were, fair enough.
Before he was the last door.
Dun dun dun.
I don't want to go in.
Right, I'm going to open the door then. It's the one that's across the hall, like Kid
Yep.
said, right? Okay.
It's the one you have not opened yet.
Why do we have bad luck choosing doors?
It's always in the last
And I
place.
open the door.
You fling the door open, and you see in nearly empty room. You see a small, round, like thickly knit, like rope cushion seated in the center, like 2 or 3 inches thick, and around it you see this big array of scroll work. Other than that, the room is empty.
Mr. Bhaal.
Don't. Oh, goddamn.
You don't.
There's no answer.
Alright. Doesn't seem like he's in here.
Good. Steal the stuff.
You want me to steal this entire cushion?
No. Paper. The scroll work. They said they wanted evidence. I think
Oh my
we might have
fucking
found
God.
some.
I can't read these.
That's fine.
Presumably. Wait, can I do an investigation check and see if I like recognize what they're fucking saying?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
That's actually pretty good.
I once heard of
19?
19. Okay. These scrolls are wrong paragraph. What languages do you speak, Ira?
I speak Abyssal, Common, and Infernal.
Okay. As you're reading through this, you definitely get bits of it are in Abyssal.
Gotcha.
It seems to be comprised of several languages, however.
Okay. I can only read parts of these.
Oh, I mean, we should still take it, just in case. There might be something of value.
Sure. I guess I'll try to take a handful. Probably
Sure.
not all of them. Maybe enough that I can like move other ones back so that it doesn't look like they're missing.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead and just make a deception check to kind of like falsify that you have
Another 19.
19. Okay, it looks like you do a pretty
Oh wait,
good,
sorry, it was a 21, but
Okay, yeah, you do a pretty good job of just kind of spreading these scrolls out.
here you go.
Thank you.
I take the scrolls.
All right, tuck them.
Yeah, I just tuck them away.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Probably.
I
Nothing.
don't really want to be here anymore.
Quietly shut the door and leave.
Fantastic.
You go to turn, and he's standing right there.
Hello! We were just looking for
Desmond
you.
and
Ira. This is Ira.
yes, the bird champion. Yes, of course. How could I forget?
Yes, I long to be known as the bird champion. Fantastic.
Here you go.
What
Yeah, add it to your.
That's how you add a title.
Oh, that's
What
good.
can I do for you?
You
What
clicked on game rules.
brings you to my quarters?
Well, I don't trust you, so I was following you and trying to gather evidence.
I appreciate
You
your
are so
words.
frank.
Did you find any?
Huh? Maybe.
No.
Wait, no.
You Desmond?
Well,
Fuck up. Desmond doesn't know a fucking thing about people.
He doesn't know a crane from a
I'm
herring.
sorry, you. And I'm not.
I
I'm not of the fiendish or devilish or demonic descent myself.
Then what are you?
You can't just ask somebody.
He smiles and like,
Where are you from?
You certainly look like one of us, and you feel like one of us. So
well,
what are you?
make a persuasion or intimidation.
as this is going on,
Trying to intimidate a
I
dog.
take the scrolls.
It's gonna be a 21.
21.
I take the scrolls and I stuff them down the back of my pants.
Okay.
And I'm just found some rough toilet.
He has a thing about his anus.
Don't we all?
Don't we all?
I'm quite sure I don't know. I'm something a bit older than
Anuses.
anuses.
I've been around. I've been around
Or
a long time.
demons or anything like that. I'm sort of a shadow, I guess.
You can't have a shadow without something to cast it.
I do. Rather, I am.
You are a shadow without a source. That's what you're saying.
Well, I suppose that's one way of putting it, yes.
Fantastic. Well, we were just leaving. We wanted.
Oh, yes, of course. I'd hate to keep you.
We were looking for you.
You found me.
Yes.
What?
Desmond, he wanted. He's very sensitive. He wanted to make peace after your courtly.
Of course, Desmond, I understand in all the confusion. My brothers and I are very closely resembling one another, and it was Mercule is the one who took Jotunheim from you.
Yeah, it's very confusing. I have trouble with names and faces and
And places and things.
Nouns as a whole.
what does his
Thoughts.
face look like? Like in general, does it look like a person's face or?
Yes, very, very human. The celebrity cast that I have is a bald-headed Jude Law.
Okay.
My God. We're Moriarty and Watson over here.
I lick my thumb
Where's Robert Downey Jr.?
Where's Robert Downey?
and I take it and I touch his face with my thumb and I go, got a little smuts.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God!
Oh, dang.
Why would you do this thing to
Nope,
me?
failed it.
Desmond.
5.
Desmond.
Desmond, roll a d4 for me.
Oh,
I am
no.
merely trying to live my
This is
life.
so funny.
1.
Take 1 point of exhaustion.
What a bad honeymoon.
That could have been a bad amount of
Hey,
exhaustion.
what?
Yes,
Yeah.
1 point of exhaustion? That's a normal honeymoon.
That is,
thing.
you know what? You make a good point, Dad.
I read two.
So,
I read
Ira, from your perspective, like you see Desmond just like touch the face of this creature and just you like watch his eyes go bloodshot and yellowed around the edges. You see the vitality kind of drain from him for a moment, and he just like looks exhausted.
You know, Desmond, I'm beginning to think you should not touch him.
Sorry, I think I caught a cold.
Yeah,
Well,
really strong one. Some people are more
Anyways,
susceptible.
see you at midnight.
Yes, of course. Go get your rest, Desmond.
It's past my bedtime.
You're going to need it.
You're going to need it.
Pulls his head up. No, you're going to need it. No, you're going to need it.
What the fuck was that?
Oh my fucking god! Desmond trying to one up a god.
With the old no you.
You're going to need it.
I'm rubber. You're glass.
It's really
classic.
savvy.
So do they come out?
They do.
Of the closet.
They do come out of the
And I
closet
look
eventually.
exhausted.
Desmond's trunk is a little like shriveled up.
Oh no! Wow, Ira, you really are a professional. You look the same as before.
I only want to do that once.
Should we be concerned?
How much time is it until the
Until the ruling?
Yeah.
It's gonna be quite a bit of time.
Okay.
It's time for neuter, my dear. I don't
Time
know.
to neuter
I'm
who?
tired.
It's time.
So yeah, you guys have like roughly 12 hours until the ruling. If you
Would
do
anyone else like to get drunk?
You're already there.
Was that in
You are
character
underage.
or?
Shut up.
if you guys would like to do something in that 12 hours, we can do that next session. Or if you would like to expedite to the ruling, we can do that as well.
Why don't we?
I know what Aurora would like.
Whoa!
No.
Kismet, would you
I
like
was
to
just
go
gonna
to
get
the
drunk.
library?
Is what I'm saying. So
The library. Why?
I don't know. We were all talking about this before.
Aurora's at the library, or was.
We don't know that.
That's true.
We just know
That's
she's
true.
not here.
Well,
Be honest, at the library.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's right.
Oh, we
Sorry.
need to be home at 9
For testy.
to tell
For our
Tess.
testy friend.
Yep, to
Our
let him know
testes.
that we've got to stay for an extra few hours.
Yeah, did the visas extend to everybody or just you?
It sounded like me.
Maybe we should go to immigration.
Let's go to immigration.
I have
and
no
then
visa.
Smash cut.
back. Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
legal
So,
resident.
I'm fine. Let's just go to immigration, then spend the day shopping, not shopping.
Well,
Uh,
they're at immigration.
browsing.
I am gonna drink because I don't need a pass. So
Correct.
that's great.
Yeah, we're gonna extend till midnight also.
Yeah.
And then I want to attune to my amulet.
All right. So taking a little bit of time to spend some time. That was a
Yeah?
good sentence I just said.
Yeah.
That was a
That was
really good
amazing.
sentence.
I didn't caught it until after.
it's like some good.
Didn't
lyrics.
caught it until after. Boy, Idaho.
Woo! We didn't need to wrap it up.
Boy, I
Taking some time within the Fragment Harbor in Flethagos. You make your decision to spend the afternoon going forth and kind of idling, attuning, maybe doing some research, and so on. We will pick up there next week.
Yeah, I'm
Do you guys
avoiding.
think do you guys think there were enough sex jokes? In
No.
this session?
This
Never
was a,
enough.
This was a
That was
wet
about
one.
average.
Almost all of the jokes.
I am avoiding the library at all costs.
They were pretty good. They
By
were
not
they
going
were
to the
pretty
library.
good.
Yup.
I
They
am
weren't like,
informing Kismet of the words
you, Tanner.
about how Bhaal said that he is a shadow because of the shadow fell. So
All right.
Okay.
I
Try to make a
inform you
note
that
to.
information.
Would you guys like to have that conversation?
Do you want to do that now or next week?
Is that?
You
Is
can do that now if you guys want.
Is
You
that
should do it now.
person?
Just do it
or
now.
is
Let's
that
find
Do it
out.
now.
I
On
mean,
your
like,
mind.
no,
It's
I can
on
do-
your mind.
No, I
On
can.
your
I'd probably
mind.
say it to everyone.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would probably say it to everyone. I'd be like, so a few things we learned out about Bhaal and there is
Oh, you saw him.
Oh,
Can I be in the periphery of this conversation?
If you would like to.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
he's just saying
Just
it.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
yeah, I'm saying it to everyone. One of the things we found out is that Bhaal is apparently a shadow of some kind.
With no source.
Well, there is a
That's
source.
mysterious.
According to him, there is not.
Well, everything's created from something.
That's
I think he
fair
was
enough.
describing himself as a living shadow.
Mm.
And I made the mistake of having physical contact.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you got really into
In general,
face touching, not
Wow.
sexual.
Yeah,
with him.
with Bhaal, yeah. And I it felt like all of my energy was drained from me instantly. So probably if there's an altercation, don't touch.
Don't touch
No.
it.
Don't touch it.
No touch.
No touching.
No touch.
But
I mean, that kind of happens when, you know, a shadow is like the absence of energy. So,
Yeah, so don't touch him.
thank you.
We've learned so much.
Oh, and I pull the papers out of my butt.
Oh!
I recovered those. I just wanted to be known.
And they ended up there.
I look away
I didn't
because I like don't know what he's about to pull out.
Roland.
Fair.
And then we got he had a small rope circle thing that he was sitting on, and there was a bunch of papers all around the circle. It was pretty much a blank room.
Well, that's boring.
It was boring.
Interesting.
You're
Do we-
right.
do we know what those are written in?
Some abyssal, but a mix of things.
Really? I want to look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
That's
Alright.
so. I was gonna say, can that be our immigration and we look at them?
Yeah, we
I
can
don't
just
know
smash
if
cut
we're gonna-
immigration. You get a
Yeah.
get a bump up. What languages does everyone speak?
Giant and Loxodon.
Okay.
And
Nada.
common.
Common and halfling.
Yes.
Abyssal, common, elvish, halfling.
Okay, you pick up the abyssal chunks.
Elvish, undercommon, common.
All right. Yeah. The only piece you guys are able to comprehend are the abyssal between the two of you. Go ahead and
Not
make
infernal at all. Really?
go ahead and make an investigation check between the two of you.
And Aurora doesn't know, like, comprehend languages or anything.
She's not here.
Yeah. Oh, she is.
16.
Yeah, true.
John.
Dang it.
16.
A what check?
Investigation.
Investigation.
9.
9. It's just fragments of words. It's hard to figure out what it means. It seems like it's different pieces of several languages comprised that are comprising like the writing of this. It's almost like there are just like syllables you pick up.
I
There
have a
are-
question, John.
Yes.
So I have this ability called universal speech,
Okay.
which essentially allows me to expend bardic inspiration to speak whatever, regardless of language I speak. I can understand the intent of something. Is it possible that I could roll a d20 and divine like what language we're missing on this?
Well, do you guys think it would be useful for me to eat the mushroom
What?
and read all of
Hold on
these?
to the mushroom for a moment.
What?
While our god
I can
figures out what
I can
Jeffrey's
read all of
figuring
these
What do you mean you can read all of them?
for an hour.
It's
because I have this eloquence thing.
the
on
text
eloquence
says speak
bar.
and reason, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So I'm afraid not.
So I can't even do like a history check, like a straight up history check.
You
to see
could
if-
do a history check to see if you could figure out what the languages
what the language
are.
is. That's what I want to do. Okay.
Yeah.
19?
19? Okay, yeah, with a 19, you can tell that these languages are
Wingdings.
wingdings, webdings, and
And infernal.
And it is
Comic
Helvetic.
that's the abyssal.
Helvetic. I've got an Ariel like narrow. What the fuck? That's so weird. I love those fonts.
You find that the three languages are abyssal, celestial, and primordial.
I fucking knew it was celestial. Fuck. Okay.
Does anyone
Celestial.
know what Aurora can speak or read?
I was
Why
assuming
doesn't
this was
someone
like
look
back
at her
like.
character sheet?
I was assuming this
I
was like
think she
back in
knows
the room.
primordial.
Yeah.
You believe
Does she
yeah,
know primordial?
I believe so.
Okay.
Celestial, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'll check for you real quick.
I mean, I could also look.
It was more of a like in character. I think we would know.
Where the
From
fuck
some
is my
stuff
pen?
we
Hey
talked
guys,
about.
where's my pen?
I ate it.
It's right there.
No
Sorry.
mission, Infernal Primordial.
Is it where?
How does everyone know Infernal? Like, half the party knows Infernal.
Well, I know
Well, I know
Abyssal.
Infernal because I'm a fucking
Duh.
I'm Abyssal. I'm not Infernal.
Shut
Oh,
up,
okay.
Sam. I'm borrowing.
And I know Abyssal because Shadow.
That makes sense.
Alright, well, I feel like we did an okay amount of recon, but we really need to get this scroll thing figured out. Because that at least will be some type of evidence that we could support our case at midnight.
Did you find anything else in there?
I found a boy.
Yes, he did find a child. I went to the bathroom, so I do not know what transpired.
He polishes the armor of the Drow Queen. It's his job. Nice lad. Does a really good job.
Interesting.
He seemed nice enough.
Worried about assassinations a lot.
He did not want to talk to us. You
That
can
seems
imagine why.
I wouldn't either.
Totally fair.
I sometimes don't.
Another child that does not wish to talk.
Oh, man.
It's almost as though we are off-putting two children.
By the way, you said the source of Bhaal, right? He said he didn't have a source. He does. Like, I wasn't just making that up.
What is the source?
Well,
What makes shadows that aren't cast from anything?
when
a mommy shadow and a daddy shadow.
I was like building up to that.
Sorry.
Listen, where I come from, the source of everything is just like pure evil. So,
Well, this one was kind of like pure good and pure evil, like.
to gray?
Well, kind of. Basically, imagine like a force of good and a force of bad, but not bad. Anyway, they get pulled apart, and like, you know how like when you pull apart like some things, it kind of like snaps back and like makes
Like
it like
really cheesy pizza?
Magnets.
What?
When you pull the magnets apart, they some things.
No, they
Anyways, so
I enjoy magnets.
so Bhaal is
Can
a
I give him
cheese
inspiration
pizza.
for that? That was amazing.
Bhaal is like a string of cheese coming off of a pizza.
Gross. Okay, so how do we eat him? I mean, kill him.
Oh, no. It's pretty exhausting.
How would you eat a magnet? You swallow it.
So, good, evil, pull apart, branch off. The whatever you call the brothers, the three of them are like three strands of cheese, and then there's another strand of cheese, and that's what.
What is cheese?
They don't have cheese in hell.
No,
This
it's
is
hell.
truly hell.
Not even
I
Limburger.
vaguely remember the term
It's not even
from my
all
time
cheese, but
in
everyone's
the prime.
lactose intolerant.
I like point at lava, and I'm like, imagine that, but like salty and good, and you eat it.
All right, I like that. I wish we had that too. Ew.
Anyway, brothers, three strands of cheese. They're doing their shit. There's good and evil, and then there's another strand of cheese. And that one is, Phoenix's. So,
I thought you were going to say provolone, but
why would you know what provolone is?
that's the only kind we have.
Provolone is a very famous demon warrior.
Yes.
We call him the Horde Breaker.
Yes, he was really something.
Stay tuned for a one shot on that.
Flavorful,
Everything's a one-shot.
paired well with ham.
Ham was another fight.
Brothers in arms.
Shield. In the Sandwich Wars.
They fought over
Sandwich
the banner of
war.
prosciutto.
It was on one of the levels of hell where there's a lot of sand and witches, so that's why they called it that.
Anyway, so basically he formed at the same time that Theon's dad and the power that
Your
they
dad.
formed. The power that they have. So that.
So are they the Phoenix is on the good side
Well,
of that strand?
I mean, you can be on any side of anything because good and evil is a spectrum.
That's true.
Well,
I would say.
okay. So they didn't form the brothers didn't form from like the evil strand, or they formed
They
from
formed
that
from
pole?
the snap
The snap. Okay.
of the two forces separating. So then they went and did whatever they wanted after that.
Interesting.
Neat. Well, time to go to the library to read up more about this.
Okay, I'll catch you later. I'm going to go do something.
What's that?
Desmond, are you alright? You look a little tired, buddy.
Yeah, it's okay.
Desmond's tired. What are you doing?
You need to. Do you
That's
just,
a reminder I need to take my medication time.
Desmond needs to take it.
you need to make sure you get a lot of sleep tonight. As in, like a full 8 hours before midnight.
No, I'll be fine.
Okay.
Alright. With some of you on your way to the library, some of you on your way to anywhere but the library, that is where we will end.
God.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
I look
need
up
to-
at Kismet and I go, where to?
Yeah, no, I'm totally tailing Kismet.
Okay, so Desmond going into the library.
I'm not I've already been to the library. I don't need to go to the library.
We will be back on Monday with Dragon Times.
Dragon
the potential
Tales,
rescue
Dragon Tales,
of also
come on
George.
down to Dragon
What?
Tales.
No! I object!
Also, George,
Oh,
save
for
him,
fools.
save him, save
Dang
him.
it!
I show up, I do CPR run also.
Hey guys, I have this I can do what I want potion. I have a wish spell. I'm gonna use it to save.
I've got a
this
permit
NPC.
for this.
I have a permit.
I have a wish scroll.
Yes.
It's me, Cass, and I am level 20 now. Crazy, right?
Guys, this familiar daycare is nuts.
Yeah, they do some really good work.
Way better than any Pokemon day.
It's Randy, it's not me. It's
Bye! Come back with George. He was at the familiar. This was a fake George.
This is just a different kobold. You're like, no!
He was like the entire time.
The twist is that we're kobold racists and we've had a different George every
Yes.
session.
It's never been the same kobold.
Haven't been able to tell.
Oh, dang.
Alright.
Okay, bye.
See y'all on Monday. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, we forgot to get the